Well, greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world. Pull up a chair. It's time to get down to the business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. Glad to be with you all here again this evening. It's supposed to be a holiday season. And unfortunately, I don't have anything very festive to discuss with you all right now. This is a rather somber occasion, particularly where black men are concerned. Brothers, I gotta tell you right now, I'm sad to say, but the news came in, the news just came in, the news is in, and brothers, I gotta tell you here, we lost out. I don't know how else to say it to you. We done struck out. We lost another one. Due to our shallowness, our insecurity, our insisting on unreasonable standards, our not appreciating a good woman when we see her, when we saw her, and we just missed it. We just missed it. There it is. I don't know any other way to say it to you. We missed it. Brothers, we just got to hold this L. We just got to hold this L. We just do. I mean, it really just falls at our feet. It really just falls at our feet. That we just didn't know a good woman when we saw one. We just didn't appreciate it. And now, what can I tell you? Somebody that See, the issue is we spent all this time looking at the outside, telling ourselves that we could take these good women for granted. That's what we did. We sat up here and said that, and man, did we mess up. Man, I mean, we really just should have. It's our own fault. It's our own fault. I mean, we just have to accept that. It's our own fault. If we had done better, if we had been less shallow, if we had been more concerned about the things that truly matter, if we had, man, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. We wouldn't be in it. But here we are. Here we are, and brothers, we only have ourselves to blame. We really only do. We really only do. Well, if you hadn't gotten the news, if you're just now hearing about it, word has come down that no less than movie star Gabby Sidibe has announced that she's getting married. In the latest L for superficial, shallow black men who just didn't appreciate a good feminine woman. I mean, just think about the facts here. I mean, she is successful. She is educated. She's got strong character. She knows how to cook. I mean, this is wife material. But black men are so jaded, so selfish, so self-centered, so egotistical, so shallow, that we just didn't understand the value. And they've been warning us for a while. They've been warning us that if we didn't get our act together, we was gonna lose them. to the streets. They tried to warn us that if we didn't accept them, that everything was all right, the problem was us and we refused to accept it, and that if we didn't accept it, then damn it, if black men wasn't gonna take them, they were gonna hop the fence. They warned us that if we didn't do right, they were gonna hop the fence, and now Gabby Sidibe has grabbed the top of the fence, she's pulled on it, and she has hoisted herself straight over the top. Whew. Gone. Left us over here in a pile of dust. So, the word came down and she went straight to Instagram. She was so proud and so happy. She went directly to Instagram, did not pass go, did not collect $200. She went straight to Instagram so she could let the world know that she has been proposed to by her boyfriend. The gentleman's name is Brandon Frankel. And as you can see, Mr. Frankel is a serious individual. This is a producer, all right? Ain't none of you broke black males able to get nowhere near this. She's got her a white man. He's a producer. He got swag. You got to understand that. See, this is a man that women are desirous of. This is a man that other women have been competing for. He works as a tech strategist at Cameo. And this is the dude she got. No, she ain't dealing with none of you non-serious, immature, unaccomplished black men who are not serious. You ain't built nothing. No, she's got her a serious white man. One who is in demand. One that the other women are attempting to get the attention of. This is a man, you got to understand, he's a cut above. As black men, y'all just don't meet the standard. Y'all are just struggling. Y'all are just unaccomplished. Y'all are just weird. Y'all ain't got nothing going for yourselves. Why, how in the world is a woman supposed to not be embarrassed to be sitting next to you as black men? We ain't doing enough. We got to try harder. You see, when you're with a white man, you're gonna be respected. You're gonna be respected. You're gonna be taken seriously. And she wants to be taken seriously in her career. She wants someone who's going to raise her status. Oh yeah, these are all pictures of him with her, by the way. So just in case you think I didn't check into it, yeah. But understand, she got her somebody who is going to raise her status. See, you wasn't going to do that. Now that she's got it, I don't want to see you sitting up here upset. I don't want to see you jealous. I don't want to see that. See, the women were trying to tell us. With 80% of them being overweight or obese, they were trying to tell us, hey, look here. Y'all don't get it. If you all don't accept, we don't need to lose weight. We don't need to lose the attitude. We don't need to change a damn thing. Black men just don't appreciate the cornucopia, the buffet, if you will, that is available to them. So, since black men have proven that they just don't appreciate it, well, she showed us. Off she goes to the streets. Off she goes to hop the fence. City Bay done hop the fence like the cow jumping over the moon. She's over. Boom, gone. Left us black men over here to contemplate our place in the universe, to contemplate our actions, to take a look at ourselves, so that we have an opportunity to understand what it is that we missed, that we just didn't appreciate. All of this wealth of womanhood made available to us here, we didn't appreciate it. So now, once again, we've been publicly humiliated. We've lost another one. Black men are just going to be left alone, destitute and lonely to our own devices, while she's going to be out there giving that good time loving to somebody else. Oh, we lost out. Brothers, we just got to hold this L. We got to hold this. We got nobody to blame but ourselves. Brothers, we got to hold this L. We need to sit down and do some introspection. We need to sit down and have a heart-to-heart with ourselves. We need to sit down and look at ourselves in the eye and understand that we messed up. We messed up. We lost out. You see, if we had just done the right thing, if we had understood how valuable she really was, well, this could have been us. This could have been us. We could have been in this picture. We could have had this. She was right there for the taking. But because our priorities were in the wrong place all this time, brothers, they trying to warn us. They've been trying to warn us that if we keep getting stuck up on the fact that size 16, we just didn't understand that size 16 through 28 was sexy. We just have shallow, myopic, limited ideas. And because we were unable to overcome that, well, she warned us she was going to go get us a white man, go get her a white man, and we didn't want to believe it. Well, there it is. There it is. Man, brothers, I don't know if we're going to recover from this. I feel like this is a fundamental tipping point in society. Up until this point, black men have been viewed as the epitome of masculinity. But I feel like this could be the moment where we lose that. This could be the moment where we lose it. This could be the moment where the world recognizes that just because you are super plus size, that as long as you're a black female and super plus size, see, up until now, black women have been underappreciated because they were unwilling to step out there. It was because of their tremendous loyalty to black men. That was what was preventing them from jumping the fence. It wasn't because the options were not available. The options have been available, but they've been doing us. They have been doing us the courtesy, the charity giving us preferential treatment. And we just weren't appreciating it. No. So that's it. There it is. While we're stuck up on superficial things, she is out there enjoying life with her king. Literally. She's found her a white man with status, a white man who is desired, a white man that the other women are envious of. Got us as black men, we just sitting over here looking po dumb and crazy. Man, I don't know. Brothers, we need to sit down and just have a heart to heart with ourselves is what we need to do. We've been screwing up. Look, I hate to say it, but we've been screwing up, okay? We just need to level with ourselves right now and just be totally honest with ourselves. We've been messing up. See, there's a reason why she was able to get her a white man and the cat. I mean, she done had cats for a while. I'm sure that doesn't signify anything that she's had cats. All right. But we just need to understand we didn't make the move. We didn't make the move. Now, I know that she didn't go and get her a white man who has a size 72 waist. I know that she didn't do that. I know that she didn't do that. She didn't get her a man who was built like her. She went and got her somebody who was the total physical opposite. I couldn't help but notice that. But that's me being petty. Let me stop being petty, okay? I'm just being petty. I'm hating on the fact that she's winning. Yeah, that's what it really is. I have a confession to make. I have a confession to make to you all right now. I'm a hater. I'm just a hater, man. I'm a hater. I just got to admit, I'm really just been low key jealous of the fact that, you know, she winning. I'm sitting over here single with my options being whatever my options are, but she got somebody to come along and scoop her up. I mean, he ain't rich, he ain't famous. He's a working class dude. He ain't sitting on no paper. He's just an average fella. So, really, to be totally honest with you here, I'm as you can all see, I'm just a hater. I'm just a hater. It is what it is. I had to sit down and look at myself in the mirror and just come to grips with the fact that I've been hating. That she really was that fly, but I just been a hater. And I'm still a hater now because she's gotten, you know, somebody to wife her up. He is going to marry her. He's going to pick her up and carry her across the threshold. Boy, get that image out your head. He's going to pick her up and carry her across the threshold. And I just have to accept that this is where I'm at in life. So even now, as she is enjoying and celebrating her good fortune, I'm just sitting over here hating is what it is. Ain't nothing I'm saying that's actually accurate. I'm just hating. I'm just hating. It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, I don't know what we're going to do at this point. Don't know what we're going to do now. Oh well. Brothers, the sister's been trying to tell us for the longest time that we're getting it wrong. They've been trying to warn us that this day was going to come. That if we didn't understand that our standards were unrealistic and furthermore unnecessary, if we didn't accept them for the paragons of sexiness and femininity that they are, that we were going to find ourselves stuck, man. Well, here we are, man. We are suffering the gross humiliation. Brothers, this white man is punking us. Do you understand that? He's punking us, is what it is. He's rubbing our faces in it, is what he's doing. Rubbing our faces in it. See, they've been telling us forever here that white men really do want them. That's what they've been telling us. White men really do want them. We just haven't been accepting it. And understand something, she got her an all-star one. Oh, this guy puts us to shame. This guy puts us to shame. I mean, we got to hold this L. She found the right one. She found one you can be proud of. While we're all just sitting over here with our anger and resentment and our ridiculous standards. So I've called this meeting tonight. I called this broadcast tonight because when I saw that this had happened, a light bulb went on. And I realized, man, we've been looking at this the wrong way. We've been looking at this the wrong way. Fellas, we haven't been appreciating. We have not been understanding that we've been seeing things all wrong. Now I say to you tonight, I don't know how many more L's like this we can take. If we've lost Sidibe, don't you understand? If you have lost Sidibe to the streets, what else you got? See, this is what it feels like. See, as black men, what we've been saying is, they can have them. That's what we've been saying. We've been saying they can have them. Well, brothers, how you feel about it now? We've been saying they can have them. How do you feel about it now? Now that she's gone ahead and called our bluff. Do you still feel so cocky? Do you still feel so arrogant? Now that one of them has called our bluff and has actually made it happen, do you think it was such a great idea now to go ahead and allow that to occur? This is a situation we got to take a look at. We took it for granted. We took it for granted that things were going to go a certain way, and it didn't. We took it for granted. So, fellas, we got to ask ourselves we got to ask ourselves some real questions. We got to do some soul searching tonight. How many more L's like this are we going to have to take before we wake up and realize that we've been looking at things all wrong? How many more L's we going to have to take? How many others? Come on now. Lizzo, Roz from What's Happening? I mean, how many more L's we gonna take? How many more L's are gonna happen to us before we realize that we've been doing things the wrong way and looking at it wrong? Fellas, I mean, you got to understand, I mean, this is a Kardashian move. This is a Kardashian move. How in the hell do we end up losing to this little cornball guy, man? How we end up losing? How we lose? And who's next? I mean, think about all the ones that are coming up next that we're going to wind up losing to. I need to talk to somebody tonight. Fellas, we need to have us a powwow is what we need to do. We need to sit down and have this council meeting so we can examine ourselves. Start looking at our standards, because the women have been warning us now for decades that they don't have to change nothing. We're the ones who need to wake up. We're the ones who need to do things differently. We're the ones who need to realize what we got to lose. And they've been warning us, and we just have refused to listen. And this is where we at. This is where we at. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the telephone lines tonight. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Your personal access code to the business. The foundation upon which all of these other people are basing what they say and do. I'm opening up the telephone lines tonight. Brothers, we need to have some introspection. Sidibe, after all these years of us not appreciating the value of what she brings, well, she just announced that that's it. She has been saving herself for a black man all this time, and we have been so ignorant, short-sighted, that we allowed this to occur. Man, she warned us that there were plenty of white men waiting in the wings, and we said no. We said no. And this is where we at right now. This is where we at. This is where we are. I'm going to go ahead and open up the telephone lines here. I'm going to go ahead and open up the telephone lines. There were some women in the chat room who were trying to defend Sidibe. You need to go ahead and give us a call up. Don't be in the chat room. The telephone number is on your screen. If you want to talk, get on the phone. Do not sit in the chat room. That is going to be trolling. In the chat room, Honey Dip needs to give us a call. That's what she needs to do. In the chat room, Honey Dip needs to call up. If she doesn't call up here in a few moments, we're going to have to remove you. But Honey Dip needs to call in. You've had plenty to say in the chat room. You've had plenty to say in the chat room. So now it's time for you to go ahead and call up. Time for you to call up. We're going to get caller from area code 215. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Tina from Philadelphia.
Okay, what was the name again?
Tina.
Tina from Philadelphia. What's on your mind, Tina?
Hey. So this might be a little off topic, but this has just been like a situation that I'm going through right now. Basically, I've been dealing with this guy for almost 3.5 years. Basically, I've been a side piece, basically. And, telling me all the things I want to hear, basically, pretty much. And, like, at some point I was just like, all right, we just kicking it, that's cool, whatever. But then it kind of took a little left turn with like us doing unprotected sex and a potential pregnancy. And he's just kind of like blowing me off about the situation. But I've been through abortions, basically, and I'm like, I don't want to go through that process again. So he's a drug dealer, basically. He's a hood nigga, basically.
And how much money does
By the way,
how much money does he make?
I don't know. That's the thing. We were just kicking it.
Where
It
does
like,
where does he live?
Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay, I got Philadelphia, baby. Where at in Philadelphia does he live?
I'm going to say South Philadelphia. South Philadelphia.
Okay. Does he live in a house or an apartment?
He lives in a house, but with his partner, basically his wife, girlfriend, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Okay. So in other words, this dude ain't really got a whole lot going on, and you're stuck, and you've been with him. How many kids do you have?
I don't have any children. I'm 27. No children.
I'm sorry. You don't have. She doesn't have any. She doesn't have any children because she threw them in a blender. So, all right.
No, she has. She has 4 children. I don't have any children.
Have you been pregnant?
Before, yes, I've had 3 processes before.
3 processes.
And now I'm kind of like, I don't want to go through that again.
You've had 3 processes. What the hell does that mean?
Abortions.
Okay. And so thank you very much for sharing that. Now, what exactly is it you're expecting out of life at this point?
So for me, I do have a college degree. I do want to become a pilot at some point in my life. And then I kind of slipped up with this potential situation. And I'm like, should I keep it? Or if I am, or if not, just move on with my life.
Okay, I slipped up with this quote situation. What's the situation?
A potential pregnancy.
Okay, you say, well, no, you say potential pregnancy. There's no such thing as a potential pregnancy. Either you're pregnant or you're not. Let's not talk like children.
Well, excuse me.
Are you pregnant?
I haven't took a test yet, but a person is late. A person is late, basically.
A person is late.
No.
If you've had 3 pregnancies already, then that's not accidental. You just really don't have any respect for motherhood. And I would hate to see you become somebody. I would hate to see you become anybody's mother, because you are precisely the type of female that has black society in the gutter that it's in today. If you all want to know exactly what's wrong with black society, Tina is what's wrong. This is everything that I started the Black Channel and the business to stop and destroy. You are everything that's wrong. Everything. 100% everything. You are the reason that the Jared Taylors of this world can sound sane for just a few moments. You're the reason that the Richard Spencers of this world sound intelligent for just a few moments. You're the reason you give them credibility. A credibility that they otherwise would never be able to gain. You do that. And you fought very hard to get it. It takes work, baby. You have to train something like an Olympic athlete to be able to do what you're doing. To descend to the level of gutterism that you've attained, this takes work. I mean, this takes like get up in the morning, stretch, take your protein shake, study for 4 hours, work.
Okay.
How old are you?
Very young. Under 30.
You're 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And you dream about being
I'm 27. I'm 27. I just turned 27.
Okay. When have you had therapy, ma'am?
Say that again for me.
When have you had therapy?
I've had therapy from 2018 to probably like 2018, 2019.
Okay.
And it was a white man, a white older man. So
okay, I didn't ask all that. What size do you wear, ma'am?
Oh my God, I'm a size 8. I'm a size 18.
Okay, so basically everything that can be wrong is wrong.
I'm wrong. Yes.
Tell me, what would Mr. Drug Dealer lose if you disappeared tomorrow?
Nothing at all.
And that should be the part that bothers you more than anything. Because if you leave people's lives, they're supposed to lose something. And even you are saying, if I disappeared tomorrow, he ain't lost nothing.
Absolutely.
Now, that's something you have to address.
I agree.
It is not up to me or anybody else to give your life consequence. That's up to you.
Absolutely.
Where are your parents?
My father kind of does his own thing, drug and alcohol type of situation. Same for my mother, but not to the extreme of my father. And she just kind of
So in other words, you're the real life Sidibe. I mean, you're the real life Precious.
I would agree. It's not that though. I do have my brother and my sister in my life who has provided for me, but as I'm getting older,
and what have you provided for them?
Nothing at this point.
Okay, so you're a leech off of other people. You're taking from the table, you're taking from resources, but you're not adding any for anybody else.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I watch my brother's children. I do things for my brother and my sister to a certain point, but it's not to the extreme of what they have done for me, provided me my college education and a living space to kind of move forward in life.
So what's going to motivate you?
What's going to motivate me? I mean, right now I'm kind of stuck.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of stuck. I feel like at some point I'm worried about a relationship with a man. I'm not even gonna hold
Baby, you don't. Okay, here's what you need to do. Okay?
Yes.
You need to go down to Foot Locker and get them to tie your tubes. Is what you need to do.
Okay.
You don't need to be having any children at all. None. Because you don't have yourself together. And the only thing you could do at this point is screw up another life. You don't even have the decency to choose a man who's not gutter trash to get pregnant by. You are taking up the standard practice of too many of these females today where y'all just let any old thing slither up between your legs and it's all cute and fun. And then after you've messed up 4 or 5 times, then you want to go find somebody sensible and see if you can get them to extricate you when you don't even have respect for yourself. And that's the problem. You need to work on a relationship with Tina. You don't need to be having relationships with anybody else. You need to work on a relationship with Tina. But right now, you need to Get rid of that life preserver. Throw away your rubber ducky.
Okay.
Burn your swimsuit and exit the dating pool. You are out of the dating pool. I am pouring bleach and chlorine into the dating pool. You're out of it. You need to focus on Tina and getting Tina straight. Tina has already had enough men between her legs to last a lifetime. She needs to make the next 5 decades on her own.
I agree.
Because right now you haven't even chosen. You've demonstrated repeatedly that you can't choose well. So the only thing you're going to, and there's not enough time to straighten you out. We're not going to undo 3 decades of bad teaching in 1 or 2 years. Right now, you just need to swear off of that altogether and focus on yourself. Focus on bettering yourself. Focus on getting yourself together. Focus on some therapy. Because you need monitoring. And you need somebody who is not a part of that mess, who's not going to co-sign it.
I agree. I definitely agree with you.
And you've had people enabling you, and you don't need that anymore either. I don't know. Your parents clearly have not been any type of guidance, and I think you are mistaking enabling for support. Because your brother and your sister should have whooped your ass by now.
My brother has jumped in, but I did not listen.
In other words, when black men speak, you don't respect them. Even when they are correct, you're just not going to respect it. So that's what I'm saying. Why would you be in a relationship with anybody when you're not respecting black men, period, at the basic level? It's not going to work.
Right.
Now, I've started something that all the other YouTubers are now glumming on to and whatnot. So I've kind of started a thing here. What we're going to do is we're going to open up the Cash App and we are going to take a collection so that we can get you a 9-volt battery for that smoke detector. Because I'm a firm believer that if you can overlook that constant chirping, that's proof positive that we need to really get serious here. So we definitely want to do something about that. So we're going to take up a fund here and see if we can get you a 9-volt battery. You can email me your address, and we're going to see if we can get on Amazon. We're going to go on Amazon and see if we can get you a 9-volt battery so that we can, at least we can fix that one thing, okay?
Yes.
All right. You've got my email address.
Yes. I wouldn't be on this phone line if it wasn't for my brother. He's really been a firm believer of everything that you say and what you believe in. So I just want to say thank you for taking the call.
Okay.
And
your brother is trying, because understand something. There's one thing I have not asked you. I have not asked you if you have an STD.
No, I do not. I do get tested faithfully. Like, I have health insurance. I do take it very serious as far as that, but I do get a little careless when it comes to. I do get careless at some point. And
you've not at some point. Not at some point. You've been living carelessly, and your brother is trying to communicate to you that he's got a sister who is destined to be a pariah. And he is worried about that. He does not like that. He is trying to do that leadership thing. And he's the only person with any sense you have around you. And you're not adhering to it. Now, I don't believe you about the STD thing. I just want to say right now, I don't believe that at all. There's no way in the world. There's no way in the world that your vagina's had this much two-way traffic going on, and something hasn't happened. So That's just statistically too difficult
Yeah,
to believe.
I've experienced some things, but it's not.
Okay. Well, here's the real
basically.
thing. One of the things you can
Mhm.
experience is
Yeah.
AIDS. That's one of the things you can experience. And while there are treatments that can help, just understand there's too much stuff going on out there that can kill you, wreck your organs, shorten your life. We can go down the list. And your brother is trying to talk some sense into you, or trying to get you to go someplace where you can understand he's not the only one saying this. It's not just his isolated little opinion. You approach any man in the future, and who's looking for a size 18 3-time abortionist? Now we're getting into, what was her face from The View? Sybil, whatever her name is, Sherry Shepherd. We're getting in that territory now. And your brother, he's related to you. So it really breaks his heart to see that his sister is trashing herself because you're a reflection of him.
I'm saying.
And you're also a reflection on the rest of us. And you're not representing us well. Whatever your parents did or did not do, that's their fault. As a grown person, what you're not doing now, that's your fault.
That's I keep telling Margaret.
At some point, you're no longer your parents' child. You're your own adult. And you're responsible. You can't sit up here, well, my daddy was a drug addict, my mom was no good. Okay, that was then. But what about now? Because parents teach us in one of two ways. They teach us by their advice, or they teach us by their example, either to follow their example or to go the other way. And if you've made a decision that the bad things they did weren't bad enough and you can double down on it, at some point what's going to happen is your brother's going to give up on you. He's going to hang in there as long as he can, but you're taking that for granted. And at some point, you're going to get up one morning and every word from him is going to be, because he's heard it 10 or 15 times before. And one day you're going to get up and he's just not really going to be fooling with you like that because your life's a mess. And at some point, he's going to want his life not to be a mess. And for his own survival, he's going to have to separate himself from you. He'll have to. Right now, he's trying to fill in some of those gaps, but you are going to wear it out completely, and he's going to have to make a decision for his own survival. And I'm telling you right now, at the age of 27, baby, you're almost there. I find it difficult to believe that he's going to be doing this by the time you're 30. So you can either keep dragging the wagon down, or you can get out and start helping pull it. But just understand, you're wearing out your welcome if you haven't already. So at this point right now, any further abuse that you heap on them, it's not from your parents. That's just you doing it. Well, my parents taught me I can abuse folks, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay. See how that works out for you. But it's a hell of a thing to be in your 30s and your family is avoiding you. So my advice to you is, since you don't have a whole lot of vagina control, get your tubes tied. You need to focus on just getting your life together, period.
I agree.
Thank you very much for giving us a call. Tell your brother he has my respect for trying.
Thank you so much for your advice tonight.
Let me just say something that is just the damn truth here. The problem is, it's not that black men aren't leading. The problem is that when black men start leading, that's what we run into. We run into a bunch of women who are self-destructive, and black women as a group have not gotten together and had a group therapy session where they have looked at each other and said, we are screwed up, we are messed up, And we need to get our damn act together before we start talking about trying to criticize or critique anybody. It is up to us as women to get ourselves together so that we actually have some standing to criticize the men, much less any men. That is a damn disgrace. You should be upset and ashamed with yourself to see that. I want to thank my man Robert in the Cash App. He sent a few dollars so that we can get her a 9-volt battery. Want to thank him for that. I want to thank everyone who's contributed to tonight's program in the Cash App, Streamlabs, Super Chat. Thank you very much for that. Floyd, Sharita, Carlos, thank you very much for that as well. And to everyone else who's been involved tonight here, we are talking about the fact that black women have been trying to warn us as black men that if we didn't appreciate them, if we didn't understand that there's nothing wrong with their weight, nothing wrong with their attitudes, we were going to lose them to white men. And well, I'll be damned if old City Bay hadn't come along and she's announced that she has been proposed to by her boyfriend. And man, I'm telling you, they're basically saying, black men, you done took another L. You have done lost this sweet, sweet example of femininity right here. So, fellas, that's what we're talking about here tonight. If we don't take them off, we're going to lose them to white men. That's what's going on. Our idea of standards are obsolete and inaccurate, and we're going to lose them. Let me know how you're feeling. Caller from area code 615. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Tanisha Newman from Nashville, Tennessee.
Tanisha, what's on your mind?
I wanted to touch on what you said about black men messing up, and I do agree with that. But I also think it's a two-way street. You know, yes, you know, black men.
Okay, first of all, if you're on speaker, you need to take your phone off speaker. That's the first thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Take it off. Okay, so as a collective, yes, the black man has messed up. We've seen it. It's all been on television, white women all the time with our black men, and seeing them leave us, the black men. And that definitely did some damage to us. We started trying to be like them, thinking that'll get our man back. And then, like you said, with her marrying this Caucasian man, not being accepted by our own men, like Venus and Serena, all these black women in positions, great positions to deal with other black men, they're not marrying each other anymore. And you know, so it's from the lower class all the way up to high class. We're just not marrying each other, and that's not a good look. So now, black women, that's the one we're finding.
Well, ma'am, it would be different if the rates for black men and black women were similar, but that's not really the case. Do you see some incongruities there?
With them getting married?
Yes, ma'am. Between the experience of black males, the experience between black men and black women, do you see some inconsistencies between both of their experiences?
Oh, absolutely. It's jacked up with both of us. We're both jacked up. Like you said, y'all need to have a meeting for men, and women need to have a meeting with women so we can get on the same page. But both of us, you got good men with some terrible women. Like, I hate to say it, but sadly, you know, some people like the sister that called, and even other situations, they're with somebody that's, you know, not treating them right, allowing it to mess them up. And then so I know good men out here, real good men that are with women that's out here doing the worst, but you didn't want that good woman, though. You wanted that woman that was easier to get. You didn't want the woman that wanted to buy a house or buy land because you didn't want to put in all that work. You wanted to have fun and do whatever you wanted to do, so you're going to take that lower class woman. And women do it too. Women, you were like her, you want that thug, you want that. You don't really want a good man. You say you want a good man, but when you get one, he too weak to you because he ain't selling drugs, he ain't being strong. So it's a never-ending cycle of this stuff.
Okay. Here's the problem with what you're saying, Tanisha. Here's the problem. The problem with what you're saying is that only 10% of black men are single, unwed fathers. 40% of black women of marrying age today are single, unwed mothers. That's the problem with what you said. And there are more black women than there are black men. Turn off your speakers, Tanisha.
I'm not on speaker anymore because there's an echo. I don't know why. So I'm not on speaker anymore. But yeah, definitely it gets women.
Okay, whoa. Okay, 10% of black men are single, unmarried fathers. 40% of black women of marrying age today are single, unmarried mothers. Do you see a out of balance situation there?
Yes, I would. If it sounds like I'm blaming black women, I'm not. I'm a black woman, so I'm not blaming black women at all. No.
Okay.
So I don't know what's being misunderstood.
What I'm saying is that it is not equal. That's the problem. You don't have.
I do agree with you on that.
What you have are black women have started a practice of choosing very, very as poor a man as they possibly can, and then they'll all double up with him. That's the problem that we're running into. And even among those who do not become single mothers, we have them emulating the lowest level of female. Even so much as a Michelle Obama. She wants to imitate Cardi B and Beyonce. Dancing the Dougie. That's all the way in the White House. Now, that doesn't have anything to do whatsoever with black men. Has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. Now, there's a problem. Do you get my point now?
Okay. Yes, sir. I get your point.
Right. So, explain to me, where's the connection between black women's behavior and black men? Where's the connection?
Okay. Are you asking, like, where's the connection as far as why are we not on the same page and why it's not happening?
Where are the connections between those two things? Right. That's and that.
I can answer that question.
And that is the issue. There is no connection. It's not up to black men to get together and have a powwow over that.
That's what you had said. You said black men need to get together.
Okay.
And talk.
Let me try this a different way, ma'am. I was being facetious. And if you don't know what facetious means, look it up. I was being sarcastic, ma'am. You thought I was being serious?
If you don't think we need to have a conversation, at least with each other, about this, I mean, okay, be sarcastic and just blame the black woman for everything. Is that where you're going with this?
No, ma'am. We blame black women for everything that they're responsible for. Do you have a problem with that?
Okay, yes, and I do. Okay, yes, I do, because it's stuff that I know we're not responsible for, that the black man is. That's why I said, see, I'm not here to bash one side over the other.
Okay, but ma'am, do you hear what you just said? I said blame people for what they are responsible for, and you just, the first words out of your mouth were nope. So you don't believe in taking responsibility for the things that you're responsible for.
Like, honestly, yes, like everything you said in the last call was perfectly accurate. It's some things, and that's both ways. If you need to work on things with yourself and you're out here making bad decisions because you don't have things together with your personal life, of course you're going to make bad choices. Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm not saying it. Take some responsibility if you're out here doing something wrong that's causing your reality.
Okay, but here's the issue. On that previous phone call that you're referring to, you do realize that that woman was dealing with a alleged drug dealer who already had another female or two.
Which I had already stated that.
Okay,
that I'm like, that stuff
ma'am.
needs to stop happening. And also,
What does that happen? Okay, but here's the thing. Her story is typical among black women today. It's not.
And then, so why is it okay? So why is it a good thing? I mean,
no, ma'am, no. The question isn't. The question isn't why is it a good thing. The question is why is that so common among the women today? That of all the men, that she could have chosen, they gravitate to those messy situations. When they've got any other option, they gravitate to that. So before you say anything else, just explain to us why.
I can't say that because that's not something I do myself. I'm a single black woman. I do not have a man because I would not settle for stuff like that.
I didn't ask if that's something you do yourself. I didn't ask that. I'm saying that before we talk about black men and black women need to XYZ, first and foremost, the women need to take a look at themselves and say, why is it that as a group, we have made a common practice of laying up with dudes we shouldn't be, and then we all doubling up with them and tripling up with them. So not only are we gravitating to the lowest common denominator, but we're all sharing them. Why is that?
Well, I don't agree with that. I know plenty of good women that are not doing it. So I don't agree with you.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I don't agree.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I don't know no women doubling up on men and doing stuff like that. Like I wouldn't even associate with women like that because I don't agree with that.
And
myself.
Tanisha,
so I can't speak on it like
and
that.
Tanisha, how many children do you have?
I do not have any children. And I don't want any because I don't want no children by nobody that don't want to raise children with me.
What city do you live in, Tanisha?
I said that when I got on the phone. I'm in Tennessee.
Which city? That's a state, ma'am. Tennessee is a state.
I said I was in Nashville, Tennessee when I got on the phone. I said I was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville is a city. Tennessee is a state.
I already know that. You don't have to correct me, okay?
Are you and I friends on Facebook, Tanisha?
No, I don't even have a Facebook. I don't even do social media because it ain't nothing on there.
How old are you again, Tanisha?
I'm 31. How old are you?
You're 31, and you claim you don't have social media.
I got a YouTube page, but I'm like, I do not like social media. Stupid stuff on there.
Okay, and Tanisha, I want you to email me a link to your Instagram.
Anything in particular?
No, just email me a link to your Instagram. You can email that to me at handlethebusiness@yahoo.com.
Okay.
You can go ahead and do that now.
I can wait till I ain't doing it right now. No, I can wait till later.
No, we can do it right now. I've got plenty of time.
Okay, what are you about to send me anyway? I'm not about to just send you.
I'm not sending you anything. But by the way, I should let you know that if this is the caliber of intellect at work in Tennessee, then you have some gall claiming what black men don't want if you weren't aware that Facebook and Instagram are both social media.
I never said that. I said it's a two. You missing my point because
Facebook
I hear everything
and
you've been
Instagram
saying.
are both social media. And you clearly don't know the definition of social media. Obviously you don't. But you're getting offended about what you claim black men don't want or don't do or the kids are not going to take care of.
No, I'm not.
And you don't even know the definition of social media.
Yes, you know what? That's you've been that way. Whatever. I know the definition.
So let me guess. I'm being rude and disrespectful by pointing out the English.
You've been how you are.
By pointing out the English language. That's being rude and
This is
disrespectful
the way you
because
are, and
I'm
what you
pointing
do.
out the
I'm gonna do
English
the same thing that you do.
language.
You talk over people, so I'm gonna talk over you.
Ma'am, you can't talk over me.
Well, I just did.
I could drop your dumb ass. You can't talk over me.
Well, do it then. Why are you still talking to me? You missed the whole point. What I was trying to tell.
She asked for it. Asking ye shall receive. By the way, if somebody wants a 2-time baby mama in Nashville, Tennessee, who doesn't know the difference between social media and social security, you can go look up Tanisha. And by the way, in the baby book of names, I wonder what Tanisha means. Or is this another one of these housing project government cheese hood rat daughters who has a name that doesn't mean anything? And now she's grown, speaking broken ebonics, trying to lecture us about what black men need to do better. This would be funny if it weren't so damn embarrassing. Caller from area code 702, you're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Patrice. I'm calling from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hello, Patrice from Las Vegas. What's on your mind?
Hi, I'm just, it's my first time tuning in to you, so I'm just catching you on the internet, and I'm actually kind of interested in what your point of view is in regards to the interracial relationship and things that Gabby has gotten engaged to a white man, and I date interracially, so I kind of caught it on the tail end. So, and then the two calls ahead of me, one kind of really threw me off because I thought it was way off the subject. So, and then the call ahead of me, I think you guys were talking.
Okay,
about
well, let me, in the interest of time, Patrice, what was your question exactly?
Yes, I'm wondering what was the question that you were asking, because I kind of tuned in on the end part, so I can kind of give my opinion on my experience with dating interracial.
I don't have a question. I'm hosting a program. I don't have a question.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to say I wish Gabby all the best. I mean, if she's dating a guy that just happens to be Caucasian and he makes her happy and he loves her.
How old are you, Patrice?
Gives her everything.
How old are you?
I'm middle-aged.
Okay.
I'm over 50, sweetie.
You're over 50. All right.
Yes.
Patrice, and are you a black female?
I am a black female.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Are you biracial? Do you have any white folk in your family?
I do. I have biracial grandchildren.
Okay. Well, no, ma'am. I meant predecessors, mother, father, grandfather.
No.
Okay.
No, my mother and my father is black.
Okay. And have you ever dated a black man before?
I was married to a black man.
Okay.
I have a black son. I have black brothers.
Okay. And why is it that you feel that you need to be an ambassador for interracial relationships?
No, I'm not feeling that I need to be an ambassador for it.
But your very presence on this phone and the very reason that you stated you were calling is you nominating yourself to be an ambassador for interracial relationships so that you could grace us all with, unsolicited as it may be, your views on or your position on Gabby's or DeBay's interracial relationship. So yes,
right,
ma'am.
I wanted to give a different perspective.
Exactly, and
I said I wanted to give my opinion on a different perspective.
And that is being an ambassador for it. So, since you have nominated yourself for that position, I was just curious to find out what it is that is so great about interracial relationships, because I don't think that you ever would have called a program when you were married to a black man to extol to people about how great it is, or your views on being married to a black man, but you have weighed in on this one. So I'm giving you an opportunity to do that.
I was going to say a man is a man, no matter what his color is, first of all. But
do you believe that a woman is a woman? Race, do you believe that a woman is a woman, no matter what color she is?
In general, yes.
Okay, so
in general, yes.
Okay,
a female is a female and a male is a male. Now, when you're breaking it down culturally,
no, ma'am, no. You have already stated that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. You cannot parse hairs, ma'am. No, you can't do that. If it's either they're a man's a man and a woman's a woman, or a black man is a black man and a white man is a white man. You cannot say those two contradictory statements. You're trying to have it both ways. That is the signal of a crooked and conflicted mind. So which one is it?
No.
Is a man?
That's
which
not
one?
What I was saying.
Which one
that's not
is
what
it?
I was saying.
Is a man a man?
That's not what I was saying.
Ma'am,
of course we know.
Patrice,
listen.
Let's not do that.
This
the
is
host
what I
is
was saying.
Patrice. The host is
talking.
A
black man is a black man, and a white man is a white man. Yes.
Patrice, don't talk over the host. Don't talk over the host, ma'am. You're turning yourself into a hood rat. Do not talk over the host again.
Hood rat? Oh my God, sweetie, I have a master's degree. You know what? You're so rude. Get a life, piece of crap.
Okay. She certainly got triggered, so I had to let her go. And furthermore, does anybody care? First of all, she claims she has a master's degree, and yet you're up in the middle of the night calling men. Now, what I was going to say is, baby, you're 50-something years old. There are no black men competing for you. There are no men, period, competing for you. There are no black men competing for you. They're not. And calling us up isn't going to make the competition turn into a stampede. It isn't. It just isn't. Ladies, invoking your degree is the resort of someone who knows they are undesirable. So they're hoping that they can impress you with some sort of accomplishment. But for those of us who have been by the schoolhouse door, as my great grandmama used to say, is that supposed to impress me? No. I didn't ask if you were married. I didn't ask if you dated white men. She called up, I date white men. Am I supposed to care? Am I supposed to be impressed? Am I supposed to be worried? Is that supposed to be something that really, really makes me feel some kind of way? No. It really isn't. It really isn't. I'm really not. But, oh well. Caller from area code 951. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Jason. This is Chris, and I'm calling from the San Diego area, California.
Hello, Chris. Calling in from San Diego. What's on your mind?
I just want to say that in regards to this broadcast, I can respect that you have certain opinions about Black people, the upliftment of Black people, but this woman found somebody that loved her, and she went where she was celebrated. In general, Black men are not checking for a Gabby Sanibi. They're not. She found love where she found it. And I think having a broadcast where you're mocking somebody who just found love.
I didn't mock. I haven't mocked anybody. I haven't mocked anybody. Don't bring up falsehoods on my program. I haven't mocked anybody. I spent the entire first 30 minutes of my program talking about black men, what we need to do, ma'am. I didn't mock anyone. So first and foremost, let's not get on my program mischaracterizing my statements. That's a very bad way to start a conversation, Chris.
the entire
Or
broadcast
should
is
I
mocking.
say crystalline?
Yes, you can say my name.
The
It's crystalline.
the world's most infamous swirling ass kissing white ass kissing bed wench. Welcome to the
So
business.
now we're being insulting.
No, ma'am, that's a statement of fact. That's not an insult. Be the best be the best white ass kisser you can be. We don't hate on you here. We don't hate on the girls who swirl. We don't hate on the chicks who do slave play. We don't hate on none of y'all, baby. Be the best bed wench white ass kisser you can be. You ain't gonna get nothing but respect for that. Now, if you start becoming a liar, we can't respect that. But let's just keep it all on the table, baby. We ain't no hate here. We don't hate hoes. No.
That's reassuring.
We don't hate hoes here. We don't
Do you think
hate
calling
chicks
somebody
in their.
a hoe is insulting?
No,
Just
ma'am,
wondering.
ma'am. Oh no, we don't hate hoes here at all. Absolutely not. No, baby, you're in the wrong place
Okay,
you're in the wrong place to think about that. But we don't hate hoes. We don't hate niggas. We don't hate players. We don't hate punks. We don't hate nobody. Everybody is free here.
That's great.
Everybody is free here to be what they are. But the rule is you got to be what you are. Don't get offended when they call you what you are. Now, you don't get to perpetrate something you're not. Now, that's what you don't get to do. You just got to be real with it. That's all.
Nobody can make you feel less than unless you let them. So go ahead.
There's nothing to feel less than about it. It is what it is.
And I don't.
So that's all.
I don't.
Man, nobody's here for that. That's it. Now you had something you wanted
That's
to say.
great. I do. I think that women who struggle with their weight, particularly black women who struggle with their weight, I do try to coach black women, tell them that they need to seek whatever treatment they have psychologically that may cause it, exercise more, eat better. I have a garden. I grow my own food. Some people still have that struggle. Some people will always have that struggle.
Well,
And
that struggle
in
is
this
not
case-
that struggle is not a matter of availability of food. That struggle is a matter of lack of discipline and self-respect, ma'am.
That could very well be true.
That's not
I
a
don't
could be.
disagree with
That's not
you.
a could be. There's not a nutritionist, dietitian, or doctor in America who's going to tell you that it's anything else. If you're going to try to make the argument that there is some biological thing that's afflicting black women at rates that different from other women, then you got to go to some place like Africa or South America where that problem doesn't exist. So no, this is a self-inflicted behavioral problem, ma'am. Not a biological one or a
I'm not
physiological
disagreeing with you.
one. Then let's speak of
I'm
it.
not disagreeing
Then
with
let's
you.
speak. Let's not
We do
speak.
need to-
Let's not speak about it like we don't know where it comes from. Like I said, now you're being dishonest to act like there's some outside reason that's beyond control. The problem is 100% within their control. Now, if somebody's going to get on my program and try to claim it's something different, next thing you're going to be talking about the earth is flat. I don't make my program available for people who deny science and facts. So if the next thing you're about to say is this is not 100% under black women's control, then we have nothing else to discuss because I don't make my program available to make believe. So is this an issue that is 100% under black women's control, how their bodies look? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
All right, so glad we found common ground. Continue.
People still make choices. People still make bad choices to eat badly for whatever reasons. This particular woman is not on the top 10 list of coveted women that black men choose. She found somebody that loved her, and that should be okay.
Would
It
you
shouldn't
want
be
your daughter?
something that
Okay, would you
anyone
want your daughter to
wants.
make this choice, Chris? Since you're acting as if this is just, well, this is the way she is. Would you want your daughter to make that choice?
I want my children to be loved and go where they're
Okay,
celebrated,
that's not answering. That's
tolerated.
not answering my question. Would you want your daughter, if you are defending her ability to make this choice, would you like your daughter to make that choice?
What choice are you talking about? Marrying the man or being overweight?
Okay, Crystalline. Can I call you Crystalline? Crystalline, do you believe that a woman's outside is reflective of her inside?
No, because I think that people on the outside can appear a certain way and be totally different on the inside.
I'm glad you said that. Crystalline, do you believe that a man's outside is indicative of his inside?
My answer would be the same.
So a man's outside is not indicative of who he is internally.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
Okay, it depends. Now for the women it didn't depend, but for the men, it depends. Oh, interesting.
We're talking
that man hating.
You don't have to gotcha me. We're just having a conversation. You don't have to gotcha me.
Man, it's not a gotcha. I'm repeating your words.
Not necessary.
It's not a gotcha. I'm repeating your words.
It's a civil conversation.
Ma'am, I'm repeating your words.
You don't have to gotcha me.
Yeah, I'm repeating your words. If it feels like a gotcha, you might want to monitor what your thoughts. This might be the first time you actually realize, oh hell, I'm screwed up on this. This ain't a gotcha if I'm repeating your words. I'm just repeating your words.
I think that people can present a certain way and be different than who they are on the outside. That goes for men, that goes for women.
Okay, are you saying that a person's outside has no bearing or indication of what they are inside?
That's not what I'm saying. Don't play gotcha. Let's just have a civil conversation.
There's nothing uncivil about what I just said. Get off the Prozac. All I did was ask a question. You're being ultra defensive because you realize now that you don't really have an ideology you can defend. Because, for example, Crystalline,
and celebrate
Crystalline,
not tolerated.
We don't talk over the host.
That's what I called to say.
We don't talk over the host here. We don't do that. That's uncivil and hood radish. And you wouldn't want to be that now, would you?
You're going on a tangential plane.
Okay.
My
Crystalline, we wouldn't want to be a hood rat, would we? Because talking over men is a masculine trait. And you wouldn't want to be a square-jawed masculine female now, would you?
Oh, I certainly don't think I'm that.
Well, you're certainly acting like it, so I'm bringing it to your attention. So maybe maybe you can tone it down a bit. But by the way, your square jaw is sticking out. I'm giving you a moment to address that because I wouldn't want people to think of you as a masculine, combative, belligerent black female.
I think I've been pretty composed.
Ma'am, you've been pretty combative. You've been pretty mean and pretty combative. If this is the best representative of your swirling position you can be, baby, you've done me a hell of a lot of favors. All I gotta do is play this call and say, count how many times she speaks over me. All I gotta do is just say that. Just start counting. No, take a shot. Every time she speaks over me, take a shot. Everybody will be flat ass drunk. So that wasn't me talking. That's you doing it. All I gotta do is replay it. That's all. But you know what, Crystalline? I would like to ask you a question that maybe you can help me to understand. Because years ago, I did have something I wanted to ask. I noticed that in all this time, you have never advocated or made a program, and I don't follow you like that, so I couldn't say. Maybe you have recently and I just didn't notice it. And you can post it in the chat since you did post your super chat, by the way. Thank you very much. I would like to know about, since you believe that people should go where they are celebrated, not tolerated, and obviously you would never advocate for unfair treatment between men and women now, would you?
No, I would not.
I'm glad to hear that. Will you please advise everybody right now the reasons why a black man should marry or date white women and give preferential treatment to marrying or dating white women?
I think that if it's their preference and that's what they like and that's how they rock, then that's how they
Okay,
rock.
but no. That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. I asked, will you explain why they would?
I can't be in the mind of a man.
No, ma'am. Okay, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have made a career out of explaining why it is that black men don't appreciate black women and thus they need to go where they are, quote, appreciated, not tolerated. That doesn't take you being a black man to understand the inverse. I don't ever see you trying to promote white women being with black men. So you only want to stand up for
They can if they want to.
No, but you haven't given us but you haven't explained why they should be. Shouldn't the reasons for them be exactly the same as the reasons that you have always given for black women?
If that's what they want to do.
No.
They want to write a book about.
Not if.
Absolutely, I'm answering your.
No, I'm saying tell the reasons.
I'm answering
I'm saying list. No, I'm saying list the reasons. You've always listed the reasons why black women should date white men. Will you please list the reasons that a white woman should be dating, that a black man should prefer to date a white woman?
Okay. Well, if is this a hypothetical situation? Am I going to be able to speak?
No, I'm saying you see the real world just like I do. If you can give us, you spend your time listing off reasons why black women, ma'am, you spend your time listing off specific reasons why black women should date white men and give preferential treatment to white men. Please list the specific reasons that a black man should give preferential treatment in dating to white women.
If he wants to, let him rock.
It's not about if he wants to.
Everybody has a choice. If he wants to, let him go.
Okay, do you believe that black men are celebrated and not tolerated by black women as a group?
I would say the majority do, and here's why. The majority of black women by far date and marry and procreate with black men.
And the majority of black men date and marry black women. And yet you somehow claim that black women are tolerated and not celebrated.
What I do say is that there are certain
wait. Let's not do that. That's not honest. Let's not do that. Okay, it is a two-way conversation. I said you cannot lie, though. You keep saying that they are tolerated and not celebrated. Don't say, when I answer that question, that's rude for you to say, for me to ask you that and for you to try to sidestep it. That's a direct question.
Okay, can I answer the question? And I will give you a cogent answer if I'm allowed to do so.
Okay, you have not addressed the first question that I asked. That's what I mean. You did not address it.
Your first question
I asked you, do you believe that...
Can a man, why would...
I asked you, do you believe that black men are tolerated and not celebrated by the average black woman today?
I did answer that question. I said that I don't believe that that is the case because the majority of black women marry, date, and prefer to marry and date and procreate with black men.
But yet you see the complaints that are being lodged, so you're just going to disregard that?
The complaints by whom and of what?
You hear the complaints from black men, so you're just going to disregard that and say that what they're saying isn't real?
Absolutely not.
Okay, then will you acknowledge it now? Because you just said it's not accurate.
I think there's complaints on both sides. Absolutely there are. But they're different because the needs are different. The expectations are different. We are not the same.
How are the needs and expectations different?
Because you're a man and I'm a woman. I can have a baby, you can't.
Okay, what's that got to do with feeling tolerated, not celebrated?
We are different.
What does that have to do with feeling? What does that have to do with feeling tolerated, not celebrated? What does that have to do with it?
Okay, so if you let me explain, I will.
I can give you 30 seconds. I can't give you 30 minutes to monologue. Try to condense it down to 30 seconds.
Okay, I appreciate that. There is a 72% out of wedlock rate within the black community. We can argue about who's at fault with that, but that is the
That's not an argument. That's not an argument. No,
Um,
that's not an argument, but go ahead.
Okay, and it's a problem. It's a problem on both sides. There's also a problem with the fact that black women outnumber marriageable black men by 2 million. Also, a problem is that only 43% of black men actually do marry, and of that 43%, 20% marry interracially. And so that leaves the pool very small. I want black women to date black men, white men, Hispanic men, hell, Eskimos. I want them to go where they're loved.
Okay,
it doesn't matter to me. I celebrate black love. If it's with two black people, I celebrate that.
Okay, but here's the problem. No. That's a false statement, because you say if it's between two black.
It's actually in my book.
No, that is a false statement, ma'am. Because if that were a true statement, you would also be promoting black men to marry women who don't look like you. And you have never advocated to black men. Let me take a few videos to extol and promote to you that you should marry and date women who don't look like me. Crystalline, you've never done that.
I'm not speaking to black men because I'm a black woman.
But you're not a white man either, but you are always praising and encouraging white men to talk to black women, but you're not a white man. So how can you sit up here and how can you speak to white? Okay, but you are always talking. No, ma'am, you made a whole website and a whole career specifically soliciting white men, but you're not a white man. But you certainly want to speak for them about why they should date black women. You've made whole videos about here are the pros of white men dating black women, but you're not a white man. So you're not in their heads, but you have no problem speaking for their heads on their behalf. So why you give it to them and not to black men?
Black men are free to date and marry whoever they choose.
Crystalline, the word is checkmate. That's the word. The word is checkmate. Supposedly you can't speak for black men. Supposedly you can't speak for black men because you're not a black man, but you spent your whole half your adult life speaking for white men. And saying all the pros of dating black women
about dating interracially.
And you've spoken specifically to the pros, saying white men, here's why you should be with a black woman. But you will not do the same for white women to say, our white sisters, let me give you some of the pros of why black men should prefer to be with you. And the reason you won't do that is because you're not going to tell white women, hey, here's the reason black men should date someone who doesn't look like me. The only thing you're interested in is for yourself. And by the way, I do have to speak on behalf of black men everywhere where I say it takes a certain type of mental and emotional imbalance to be married to a white man and make a career of talking about black men. Because if I was your husband, I'd have left you at a bus station in Poughkeepsie somewhere. If I woke up every day and you were talking about black men as much as you do, because clearly you're obsessed with black men, and the only reason you got the white guy around is for gutter sex. And if I were him, I would be too offended to have a wife who makes a career out of this kind of thing. But that's just for me right here. He's probably different, and what he's getting from you is probably, some really mammy-ish Aunt Jemima things. So, I mean, hey, to each his own there, I understand. But I would just say if it were me, there's no way in the hell I would have my wife talking about how much she doesn't like black men and then is running around talking about that. I just wouldn't do that myself. It takes a special type of emotional imbalance to marry a white man and spend all day talking about black men. This is some cuck behavior, if I may just be brutally honest. This is some cuck behavior. If I were him, I would tell you the very next YouTube video, post, or comment you make about a black man, I am out of here. But then again, he and I are two different types of people. I'm a man, and he's married to you.
Well, luckily I'm not married to you.
Dear, you're 40 something years old. Ain't nobody checking for you, babe.
And gorgeous.
Okay, and that's gotten you what?
I'm gorgeous.
First of all, that's an opinion. First of all, that's an opinion. Second of all, so what? Halle Berry's gorgeous, and she beats the socks off of you, and both of you are not really, and neither of you is something a black man wants, and neither of you is something that a black man's trying to wife up or keep. Imagine that. Imagine that. What is a black man gonna do? What is a black man gonna do with a 45-year-old over the hill swirler black female? What's he gonna do with you, Crystalline? What? Tell me.
I don't care. That's
yes,
the
you
beautiful
should,
thing.
because
I don't care.
if they can't do anything
I
with you,
really
then you're
don't.
not gorgeous. If they can't do nothing with you, that's like a Ferrari with no motor. You're not gorgeous. You're just a used to be gorgeous, used to be car. Trying to get by,
hon,
trying
if
to
that's what
talk.
you're
You're trying to talk your
I'm
way
glad
into
a lot of the men
desirability.
don't believe what you believe.
Dear, the
all about the numbers, ladies.
The only thing that
Go
a
and
man's gonna do with
celebrate it.
Crystalline is have
You don't need
sex
to
with
be
her,
with a man
but he
who
ain't
talks
gonna
to you
keep
like this.
her. Nobody's gonna
Doesn't
keep
have to
you.
insult you.
You're gonna be like
Doesn't have to talk
Sidibe.
down
By the
to
way,
you.
Sidibe can get
Doesn't
sex.
have to call you
What does
names.
that mean?
Lady.
Sidibe is able to get men to have sex with her. And guess what? Crystalline can get dudes to have sex with her. You know what that proves? That the bar is just that damn low. It's not something big that you gotta hop over. The bar is just that low. And what does she come out with? Well, they'll have sex with me. They'll have sex with me. I'm gorgeous. They'll have sex with me. First of all, gorgeous is an opinion. It's an opinion. Second of all, it don't mean nothing. How many of them are willing to part with resources? Now, there's a better question. Everybody's willing to part with some sex. Is anybody willing to part with resources with Crystalline? Anybody? Anyone? Well, the girl who swirls hung up. The girl who swirls tapped out. Was it something I said? What can I say? She tapped out. I didn't hang up on her. She tapped out. She tapped out. She's a middle-aged female trying to convince us that she's a hot commodity. Baby, who you fooling? I'm not being insulting. You're 45, 46 years old. Are you really trying to tantalize us with all these 20-year-olds and 22-year-olds out here? You really think, what are you trying to say? What do you think you're saying? Please. Chris. No, you got famous the wrong damn way. That's all that happened. You got famous the wrong way. You got famous the wrong damn way. Come back on amateur night. You called in when the varsity team was handling the phone lines. Come back on amateur night. Call the high value posers and the red pill retards. Go call them. Go call the MGTOW morons. You ain't ready to swim with the sharks. Caller from area code 505. You're on live with the business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Charles calling from Albuquerque.
Charles from Albuquerque. What's on your mind?
I feel bad. I've been seeing it all wrong. But you know, I can't even play that I've been seeing it wrong. Women that don't keep themselves up and want to, I don't know, go with other men and say everything's all right. Hey.
Well, I guess they showed us. Can do that. I guess they showed us, and we're just all gonna have to live with that loss. It's our loss. As Crystalline just called in to inform us that it was our loss, and we just need to understand that we just didn't appreciate it. So I guess we got to hold this L. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Let me get caller from area code 404. You're on live with the business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
How you doing? This is James from Columbia, South Carolina. How you doing, Jason?
James from Columbia, South Carolina. What's on your mind?
Well, I mean, hey, I guess as black men, we need to step our game up. We need to get our weight up so we need to strengthen our backs and our arms to be able to carry queens as large as her, carry the weight that she clearly could have lost herself. But, seriously, the calls that I received from call number 1 all the way to the goofball that swirls, that lets me know that when they throw that accountability rhetoric around, not to say that the concept of accountability is rhetoric in itself, but when they throw that rhetoric around about accountability, it's not a two-way street for them. Like the sister from Tennessee that was talking about, that always calls about, well, it's a two-way street. They never, as you pointed out already, they never point out how it's a two-way street when you're calling out black men for their shortcomings as well. You should, but it's never a two-way street when you're calling us out on our lack of accountability. In fact, they're behind their keyboards, the damn Holy Ghost.
It goes a little bit deeper than that, brother. It goes a little bit deeper than that. And let me explain to you exactly why that is. And I want to talk to black women right now. And I know I've been doing a bit of deadpanning tonight and whatnot. I know I've been doing that. But sisters, I really want to take a moment here to talk to you about something, because this next part is no laughing matter. What I've been saying up to this point is, but this next part is no laughing matter. Ladies, you have got to understand something here. We have grown weary of the selective calls for black unity. We have grown weary of the only black when convenient. When you are 20 years old and 22 years old and you've got all of the pluses on your side, you've got all the advantages, sensible black men are never the first option. Everybody wants to use their vaginas for an amusement park ride. Why, y'all have even slept with some non-black dudes right up there at the very forefront. I mean, the housing projects are filled with little biracial babies. When you're young, when you've got all the options, black unity is never a priority at that time. Now, when black men get into their late 20s or 30s and have options, all of a sudden black unity becomes the mantra. When she's carrying 3 and 4 kids by Pookie and Ray Ray and, Lil Slug, all of a sudden they figure out black unity. All of a sudden they got Malcolm X pictures and Nigerian flags. All of a sudden they're quoting Dr. John Henry Clark. They couldn't figure out how to do it when they were at their HBCUs, when they were at Spelman, when they were 20 years old. Now they couldn't do it then, but as soon as they are no longer anybody's prime choice, then all of a sudden black unity becomes the word of the day. All of a sudden. So I want to say right now, it would be in everyone's best interest if the ladies would begin to adhere to black unity early at a young age. It would do a whole lot if they would do that, because we've grown weary of the idea that you're going to come up to black men and use black unity as some magic wand that is supposed to get us to overlook all of the disloyalty and all of the mistreatment that we have to absorb from when you're the age of 15 onward, because that stuff starts early. Black unity is not going to be some convenient thing that you yank out when it serves you, when it suits you, and then you'll tuck it away when you don't. Because let's just keep it 100. The only reason that more black women don't date interracially is because they can't. Now, if it were really an option, they would do that. Now, I didn't go in on Sita Bay before. I didn't do that. I'm about to go in on her right now. Is what I'm about to do. And thank you very much for your call, brother. You done got the pump started. I hadn't gone in on her before, but let me go in on her now. She's got this little wild-eyed, bug-eyed, noodle-necked, really throwed-off, squirrely-looking little dude that she's running around with here. This been her boyfriend for summers and I mean, take a look at this fella right here. Does he look straight to you? Does this dude look emotionally balanced? I'm asking a straightforward question. Ladies, how many of you are having, because let's just be real now, black women, you got to hold this L. When we talk about Tom Hardy, how many black women, Tom Hardy, you know full well, y'all been talking about him, Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck, Matt McConaughey. Y'all be doing it on the sneak and think we don't notice. How many of y'all are sitting around every time Hollywood brings out a new white heartthrob? Y'all know y'all be sitting on the sneak with your girlfriends, passing the pictures around. All right, come on out with it. We ain't hating on you tonight. We ain't hating on you tonight. I meant what I told Chris Karazan. I meant what I told her. We ain't hating on you. We ain't hating on you. Do your slave play thing, baby. We ain't hating. But if we gonna keep it real, that's what y'all do on the sneak. That's what y'all do on the low. Okay, go ahead. Does this guy meet your Tom Hardy criterion, your Leo DiCaprio criterion when y'all sit up here and big up them on the sneak, on the low? Y'all think we don't see y'all when you do it? Okay, does this guy meet that standard? Does he meet that criterion? By the way, does he meet that? I'm asking for a friend. Is this the kind of guy that y'all are sitting around bragging about? You can't wait to pull up at the nail salon with him. Is this the guy that you all are dreaming about walking through the mall with your king and queen jackets on? Is this it? No, come on and stand by it. I want you to go ahead and stand up for it. If you're gonna make comparisons, let's make comparisons. Let's make some straight up eyeball to eyeball, apples to apples comparisons. Is this Zaddy? Is this Zaddy? Is this what y'all dreaming about? If you're gonna give her big ups, is this Zaddy? If you're going to talk about Kim Kardashian's a hoe, hey, I'm not going to argue about that. But by the way, is this Zaddy? Is this your man? This is Zaddy? Go ahead. Come on now. Don't be shy now. This is that serious, straight-laced alpha male. Right? This is your alpha male. Remember? This is your alpha male. Ain't that right? This is your alpha. All the black men are jealous because this is your alpha. This is the dude that's gonna make all of us with our superficial swag. He is just outdoing us, man. This is the dude y'all are all out there competing for, ladies. Right? Because you're gonna make us jealous, and we're just jealous that she done found somebody. Please. And another thing here, I'm going there. I'm going there. Another thing is, which one of them makes more money? Which one of them is going to be protector and provider? Which one of them has status? Oh, ain't nobody breaking it down like this. You see, because you tell us that our money ain't right, we broke, we this, we that. You know what? For the first time ever, I'll say, you know what? You can have that. You can have that. But is this supposed to be our role model here? When you take a look at his net worth and take a look at hers, when you take a look at his social standing and you take a look at hers, who's the protector and provider? Who has the status? Who is she supposed to be proud to be next to? She talking about him as her best friend. Tell me the alpha male here. If you're going to hold this up as some example that black males need to aspire to, I got to take a look at his paperwork. I got to take a look at the paperwork. I got to check the documentation. I got to take a look at it. I want to see, does he have that? Is his paper right? You know, the way you keep complaining about the average black male. Look, this is just the average white dude. This isn't special. How the hell am I supposed to hate on him? He's not special. He's not a 5%er. Hell, he ain't a 20%er. What the hell I got to be jealous over? What the hell I got to be envious of? Because he's picking up Meow Mix? I'm supposed to be jealous of that? Am I supposed to be jealous of this? Do you really think I'm gonna be up tonight talking about, damn, wish I could get my swag like that? Really? This cornball ass, acid tripping looking dude, you think this is something a black man is worried about? You think a black man aspires to be this? This awkward, corny goof off? You think we're aspiring to be like him? This is just a little old average dude, quite frankly below average, because let me just be straight with you right now. If you think black men are laughing right now, you should see the white guys. You should see the comment sections and what the white guys are saying about this fella. The white dudes are like, will be damned we took an L on this one. Black men are the only ones who didn't take an L. Sida Bay is making black women look stone cold desperate. Supernatural desperate. Zim Zim Zalabim desperate. And his white men are looking at this dude saying, man, you took us from being at the top of the damn food chain to being at the damn bottom. Black men are the only ones who didn't take an L at this one. Even white women are looking bad. Black men are the only ones who didn't take an L because everybody knows, we passed. We're the only ones who didn't take an L. Ladies, I'm saying this for your own good. All of the playing around and make-believe and fantasy talk got to go. Got to go. This ain't the look, is what I'm telling you. This ain't the look. There's not a black man in America talking about, ooh boy, I need to get that size 18 a chance. Cause I should have been gone. I need to rethink that. Man, look here. And another thing I didn't get to talk about here before, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this now. I got to say something that I've been meaning to get off my chest here for a minute. To all the ladies over the age of 40, you got Crystal and Colin in here tonight. Ladies, I'm a black man in my 40s, and I'm not checking for a black woman in her 40s. That's just the reality. We're not checking for women in their 40s. We're not checking for women who couldn't figure out how to get it together until the game was over. We ain't checking for that. There's a whole bunch of y'all and I coined this phrase years ago that now all the other imitators who I laid the foundation for, they are now using that phrase. Over a decade ago, I called them the concubines, the single mothers and the women past childbearing years. I said that y'all are all on Facebook and all over social media, but you are the designated concubines now. Ladies, we ain't checking for y'all. We're not. Men with resources, we ain't checking. I ain't spitting on nothing. Will you allow me to keep it real with you? Will you allow me to keep it real with you is what I'm asking you right now. Are you going to let me do that? Are you going to let me tell you exactly what it is? If nobody else has told you, I'm just being honest with you. For those of us who are over the age of 40, our paper is straight, our status is straight, we got disposable income. We ain't arguing with you about buying shoes, getting your nails done, getting your hair done. Baby, let me just keep it real. You're not our first choice. You're not our first choice. So if you're in your 40s thinking that you're insulting us or you're offending us or you're withholding something from us, that's the broke dudes who ain't got no options. Them fellas, yeah. Any black man with more than $5,000 in his bank account ain't stunting a 40-something-year-old chick. She's not prime real estate. Will you allow me to keep it real with you? Will you let me not have to lie to you? If you will allow me to be honest with you, ladies, when you hit 40, baby, you ain't nobody's prime choice. You're not prime real estate. You're not the top of the line. If that dude hasn't made an emotional connection to you before you got there, baby, you ain't got nothing but a hard road and a hard way to go. No, if a fella got enough money in his pocket to pay for a trip to Hawaii, he ain't stunting no 40-something-year-old female. If we just gonna keep it real, there's a reason why all of y'all are on Facebook putting up selfies of yourselves and you don't see your crow's feet and the jowls. Y'all don't see it. In your eyes, you are still what you were at 25. You haven't seen the fact that to us, you are obviously not 25 anymore. Time has passed you by. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm not saying it to be rude. If you don't like it, so be it. This is reality. You're not prime real estate. You don't have any leverage. While y'all are out here stealing my vocabulary, you don't have leverage. You don't have it. So when you jump up in front of us and start talking like it, I still look good at 40. No, you're still the same as you were at 25. Good for sex. You still good for sex, but at 25, you were good for sex, you were good for trips, you were good for taking care of, you were good for marriage. At 45, baby, you ain't good for nothing but sex, and even then, you're not our first call. If the 25-year-old don't answer, and if the 30-year-old don't answer, and the 35-year-old don't answer, we just go down the line until eventually you pick up the phone. But let me be very, very clear. To any black woman right now on this Thanksgiving weekend, any black woman over the age of 40 having sex, you know full damn well you were not the first one he called. You were not. If you will allow me to be brutally honest with you, you were not the first one that he called, and if you are, it's because he already knew he didn't have any better options. If I may, just to be honest with you. If you will allow me to be brutally frank with you, I'm not spitting on you. If you will just allow me to tell you the truth, that you are not offending us. You're not offending us. It is what it is. Let somebody else sit up here and lie to you about that. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. You've been sitting around with a bunch of other aging females. You've been sitting around with a bunch of other aging females. In the chat room, anybody saying, why am I saying that and whatnot, I'm telling you, you're going to have to call up. You got 2 minutes to call in. Don't leave your questions in the chat room. All you got to do is call up and then leave your area code in the chat room, and I'll put you first in the line. But let's just be very clear. You're not going to use my chat room to comment like that. Atria, you're not on the phone line. You need to be on the phone line. If you're not on the phone lines, I'm going to say that you're trolling, and that'll get you removed. So don't just put your area code in the chat room. You need to call up. Because this is a black man being real with y'all. This is a black man being real with you. And letting you know exactly what you're up against. And exactly what you got to deal with. Understand what's really going on. Somebody else is going to lie to you. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. Anybody in my chat room who has something to dispute and to say about that, you need to be on the phone lines. If you're not, we're going to ban you. There's a telephone number that you can call. You do not need to be in my chat room with that. The telephone number is on your screen right now. If they're not on the line within the next minute, they'll be banned. Caller from area code 323. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Brother Jay, what's going on? This is Jay the King calling from Los Angeles, California.
Jay from Los Angeles, what's on your mind?
Well, brother, I want to say to all these bed wenches, man, that are kicking up their heels about this and celebrating and down talking us. First and foremost, Gabby is going to get that Aisha Tyler treatment. She's going to get that Halle Berry treatment. This man is going to stay around just long enough to secure the bag, and then he's out the door. He's going to get those alimony payments. He's going to get those checks coming in, and then he's going to ditch this girl. He knows exactly what he's doing. And secondly, and I don't know if maybe swirlers are up on this, but since this is the business, let me kick a little ism to y'all right now. The white population, their numbers are dwindling right now. You understand? These white women right now aren't fertile. So these men are going out looking for women to procreate with, to build up their numbers so they could take these children and brainwash them to follow their white supremacist mind state. You women have to stop being used as walking incubators and stop down talking us. I've been with my wife for 22 years, black woman. Everybody that I deal with, they deal with black women. It's like, stop the narrative that we as black men do not love you as black women. No, we don't like damaged black women. It's a difference.
Well,
But
brother,
this
like I say,
narrative that,
what's
oh,
happening
look at
right
them.
now, though, is that I think it goes even deeper than that. This is a situation where
brother.
these folk, I mean, like I say, you can take a look at this dude. I mean, let's just be totally honest. Does this dude look
Cornball.
right? I mean, I'm going beyond that. Does this dude even look right? Does this dude even look okay? Does this guy even, I mean, just take a look at, does this even look right? That's the real problem, is that you sitting up here bragging on Instagram. Does this dude even look right? And you're going to have the nerve to compare him to black men. This guy don't even look right. He doesn't even look right.
Like he just hit the meth pipe.
And the very fact that anybody would be damaged enough to sit up here and make this the mascot. At least Kim Kardashian had the sense to get a makeover and plastic surgery. This guy here is like, yeah, screw it. I ain't even got to do that. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Let me get caller from area code 903. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, sir. My name is Orlando from Longview, Texas. Hey, the only thing I disagree with is men that's aspiring to get this paper. We ain't checking for them either. We ain't really checking for them either. Shit. But hey, I got a question. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hello?
can hear you.
Hello. Okay. Hey, yeah. What about these black women that take on white ideas like having sex with their family members, like having sex and having children on the mother's side? What do you think about that?
Well, I think that when you live in a system of white supremacy that is so damaged and contaminated that anything and everything can happen. This is why it needs an ultra strong dose of identity, an ultra strong dose of discipline, because that's what the men provide. This is just a symptom of what's missing. Thank you very much for giving us a call. Let me get caller from area code 424. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, let me see. Hit the wrong channel here. I'll come back to you in just a moment there, brother. Let me get area code 424. I think I got you straight this time. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Ateria from Los Angeles, California.
Ateria from Los Angeles. And what was on your mind?
No, you told me to call in because I was just questioning why all the bashing of older black women.
Okay. How old are you, Ateria?
Is there a purpose? I'm 47.
You're 47. Ateria, is there anything that I said that was untrue or inaccurate?
I mean, I guess it would have to be on an individual
No,
level.
ma'am. No, ma'am. No. Not on an individual level. No. As a group, in general, was what I said untrue of what we see going on in general with women over the age of 40?
Okay, but what's the point on just harping on that?
Okay,
though?
whoa. I asked a question. Okay, Ateria, I asked a question. It is impolite for me to ask you a question and for you to ignore it, ma'am. Let's not do that again. I asked a question.
Okay.
Is what I said factually inaccurate?
Yeah, from my opinion, yes.
Okay, specifically, which part of what I said, quote the specific words that were inaccurate?
Well, you were speaking for yourself. So,
no, ma'am. No. You said that what I said was inaccurate. I said that applies to women in general from what we see out here. Now, if you're going to say it's inaccurate, quote the specific words that were inaccurate.
About what? Women in general, or what men prefer?
Okay, now you sound like you done hit the pipe. Okay, you were told to call in because you were specifically disputing something about age. Now you're acting like you don't know what you said. Which part of what I said that you are disagreeing with was inaccurate? Quote the exact words that you just said that what I said was not accurate. Quote the exact part, word for word, that was inaccurate.
I mean, you've said a lot, so I don't understand what you're trying.
Okay, then what were you saying? Okay, then what were you saying was you said that what I said was inaccurate. Now you're saying you can't remember what it was that was inaccurate. It sounds like you don't know what you're talking about.
You told me to call in to get my question answered about what is the point of bashing older women.
It's
all
not
the time. Like,
okay, and it's not bashing. It's not bashing if
women.
it's an accurate statement. It's not bashing. Now it is bashing if the statement.
No,
I said tell me the part that is inaccurate, and then we can get to what's the point. The point is that it's not inaccurate.
I think it's inaccurate that all men who are over the age of 40 just look at 40-year-old or older women like they're disgusting or something.
Okay.
That's what I feel is inaccurate.
Ateria, you said you're 47 years old, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
And how long have you been married, Ateria?
I have not been married because I did not choose to be married.
And what size do you wear, Ateria?
I wear a size 12.
But it's your choice not to be married at 47.
Right.
Now you just tried to dispute that was the situation that women your age find themselves in. You just tried to dispute it and say that what I said wasn't accurate, and you are exactly the type of person that I was talking about while you were claiming it wasn't accurate. You're Exhibit A, and you knew that. That's why you're in your feelings, because you are who I'm talking about, and you know it, and you feel some kind of way. How many kids do you have, Ateria?
Okay. I don't have children.
How many times you been pregnant?
I have 2 nephews that I raised.
How many times you been pregnant?
I haven't been pregnant. I put my school first and my education and my
find
career
that
first.
difficult
I
to
haven't
believe.
done any of that.
Oh, I find that difficult to believe.
What's that?
I find that difficult,
You find that
to,
difficult
believe.
to believe?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Because you are.
Okay.
I hear people behind you right now.
That's my nephew who I got raised. Like
You
I
calling?
have my nephews
So
that I
you're
raised.
claiming those are your nephews?
Yeah.
You should
I
be.
don't have
You should be
children.
ashamed of yourself. Get off my phone.
Oh, okay. I mean, you told me to call.
You have already
Okay.
proven every word I said to be correct, and even worse.
Right.
No wonder she's upset. No wonder she's upset. She's Exhibit A. No wonder she's upset. She claimed that was not the situation. She claimed I was not accurate. She claimed that didn't apply to these women in general. Then we ask about her situation. Oh, that's exactly who she is. That's exactly who she is. No wonder she's mad as hell. No wonder she's in the chat room pretending like she doesn't know what's going on. Why would you do that? She feels some kind of way because, yeah, that's her situation. That's her situation. Yeah, she feels bad about that. No wonder she feels bad. Yeah, that's who she is. So now she realizes, oh, that's why I can't get nothing. Caller from area code 845. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, good evening, Jason. My name is Linda. I'm calling from New York.
Hello, Linda. From where at in New York?
I live in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Poughkeepsie, New York. What's on your mind?
My question is, and I agree with what you're saying, because that's just keeping it 100. My question is, what does a woman over 40 do if her man that she was with for 17 years died? Is there no hope?
Okay. I think you ask a very good question right there. Now, are you ready for the reality?
Yeah, I
Okay,
listen,
then.
I'm here for therapy.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, let's just be totally honest about a couple of things here, okay? It is very unfortunate if a woman's mate dies, although statistically speaking, that's usually the way it happens. You're usually going to outlive your husband. That's just statistics, okay? So that's not really a hypothetical. And it's not new to the current generation. So let's just get that out of the way first. It's not new. That is the way of things. The first thing that a woman must do is she must choose the man she is with carefully. She must choose it as if her life depends upon it, because it does. If you choose poorly, if you get with a bum ass nigga because he was cute or because you were emotionally deficient and you were just looking for somebody to lay up with, your life is going to go into a tailspin, because if he is not able to secure you before he passes from this world, you will struggle and you will suffer. So first and foremost, the man that you choose to be with, you must make sure that you're with a producer, protector, and provider who is making sure he's setting you up in the inevitable event that something like that happens. That's the situation. That's what you have to understand. Now, if you are a woman who is with a man, and let's just say you are with a producer or not, and let's just say that something happens and he's no longer with you, what happens? Simply put, you are going to be considered the same as a single mother if you got children, because the circumstances will be no different. It doesn't matter whether you're a single mother because of circumstance. It doesn't matter if you're a single mother because of divorce. It doesn't matter if you're a single mother because of being widowed. Any man who takes up with you after that is going to be having to deal with that situation. And we're not honest with women today. We try to make like there's some distinction between being divorced and between having bastard kids. It really isn't, because the circumstances are the same. The circumstances are the same. That's going to be a reality. So what can a woman do? The first thing that she can do is she can maintain her value. A woman has to live every day. Now, here's something right now that folks are not going to like, but this is where hypergamy serves its purpose. A woman must live every day as if she's going to have to re-enter the sexual marketplace tomorrow. When you are with your husband, you are going to have to behave as if he could banish you back to the sexual marketplace tomorrow morning. What do I mean by that? That means that all the things that got you with him are going to be all the things that get you with the next man. And the problem is, in this day and age, the only women who really take that threat seriously are Hollywood starlets, because their lives and their livelihood depend on it. The average female doesn't take it that seriously. But as the average woman, you are going to have to work every day as if you could be banished back to the sexual marketplace tomorrow. That doesn't mean that you're a backstabbing, scheming, conniving, cheating harlot. What that means is all the things that you did to get that producer, you got to maintain them. You have to maintain your looks. You must elevate your intelligence. That must keep going up. Your usefulness, your assertiveness, your mastery of subjects. You got to be able to balance his books. You got to be able to keep his business straight. You got to make sure that his children are leaders. Those are the things that got you your last producer. And those are the things that if you lose him, you will need immediately to get the next one. The problem is too many of you don't take it seriously. You're thrown off and screwed off when you meet the first man. You're hanging on by your fingertips. As soon as you have one kid, you blow out like an inner tube tire. Your attitude goes to hell. And then you re-enter the sexual marketplace with all these road miles on you, and the tread is worn down on the tires, and the engine is smoking out the tailpipes, talking about, well, what do I do? When in reality, you already knew the answer. Exactly what you did to get the last man is what you do to get the next one. But if you haven't maintained yourself to be able to do that, it's not going to happen. Do you see what I mean?
I hear you loud and clear. I thank you so much. You answered a lot of questions. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Ladies, the rules don't change. The problem is too many women decide that once they got a man, they're done. Once they got a man, that's it. Once they got a man, I can just look any old kind of way because that's all right. I can act any old kind of way because that's all right. No, you got to get that top slot and then you got to keep it. See, there's two positions you're going to get in life. You got to get that top position. That's phase one. And then phase two, you got to keep that top position. That's the way it's got to be. That's the only way it's going to be. It is not going to be any other way here. Caller from area code 708. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I go by Liars Lie in your chat room, and I am calling from Chicago.
Hello, liar from Chicago. What's on your mind?
I am calling to dispute what you said about older women over the age of 40.
Okay,
Basically,
how
I'm
old?
45 years.
You're 45 years old.
45.
Do you have any kids?
And I have 3 children. I'm married happily. Been married for a long time.
And what size do you wear?
Size 2.
Okay, that's very nice to hear. Ordinarily, I would require somebody to substantiate that. I'm not going to do that at this moment, but we'll come back to that here in just a little bit. Explain to me, first of all, you said you wanted to take issue with what I said about women over the age of 40. That's fine, that's fair. Mm-hmm. Before you can take issue with it, however, I need to know specifically, say for me specifically the words that I said that you find were inaccurate. Not that you disagree with, but what I said that was not factually accurate and true.
Well, you said that women over the age of 40 cannot pull men with resources.
I didn't say, no ma'am, I didn't say that. I did not say that. No ma'am. That's what I said. That's why I said, quote my specific words. So already what you're proving is you didn't listen, you didn't hear, and you were not actually listening at all to what I said. So no ma'am. I did not say that.
I paraphrase, but that's
not paraphrasing.
I kind of paraphrase.
No ma'am, that's not paraphrasing.
I didn't say it exactly how you said it. But
okay, thank you.
Something similar.
You interpreted something similar. Mm-hmm.
Well, can I just put a comment out there? Can I just say something really quickly?
Okay, well, yes, you can, and then I need to make sure we correct you so that you're no longer in error as you currently are, okay? We want to make sure that you leave corrected.
Yes, sir.
90 seconds.
I'm 45, and I don't look it. I can't even go for walks, Jason. If I go for a walk, cars are pulling over, trying to hit on me.
Ma'am, with all due respect, cars pull over and holler at Lizzo too. That bar, that's nothing. Ma'am, that bar is nothing to brag about. You're not special. Every woman says the exact same words you're saying. Every woman says that. So with all due respect, that's not an accolade.
Seconds.
Every woman claims the exact same thing you're saying. Every single one. What's next?
Well, Jason, I have no reason to lie to you. All I'm trying to tell you, brother, is that by me not looking 45, I get a lot of attention.
Okay, but do you understand? Inversely, we hear that all the time. Do you also acknowledge that we hear that statement all the time? Women make that claim all the time. Do you acknowledge that?
Well, I can't say that because I don't know all.
Okay,
women,
I can.
But I'm just letting you know from my perspective.
As a man, I can. And if you look at the men in my chat room, they will tell you the same thing. We hear that from women all the time. We got solid, straight 5s claiming that the same thing happens to them. So I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm just saying that, by the way, all women say that. All of them.
Okay.
Now, here's the other thing. Well, there are men who pull over to holler at you. Okay, are any of them pulling over to offer you any benefits, tangible resources? Or are they just pulling over to say, hey, shawty, what your name is?
Well, Jason, just let me back that up a little bit. That was just one example I used. There is nowhere I can go that I'm not hit on. And I work in healthcare, so I'm hit on by doctors.
But ma'am, every woman is hit on. I'm literally showing you a picture of big old fat Gabby Sidibe who's got a white fiance, ma'am. So what is your point of saying that men approach women? Yes, men approach women. You're not special. You're talking as if you're ma'am, you're what you're saying is typical. What would not be typical is if you could tell me, and Jason, there are men offering to marry me. Now that would be different.
Offer to marry me because I'm already married.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
the whole point.
Men offer to marry married women all the time, ma'am. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So men don't approach married.
I have doctors.
So men don't approach married women.
Jason, they know I'm married. My ring is on the hand. They're telling me I can do this for you, I can do that for you, I'll take you where you want to go. I just don't do that because I'm not that type of woman.
Okay.
But I'm just letting you know.
But that's all very anecdotal. You can make those statements, but what you can't prove is that anybody's offering you any tangibles. All you can claim is they're giving you a line, but they're giving you a line by your own admission that they will never have to live up to because she's already married. So what you're saying is the same thing what I'm saying is, but what you're saying is the same thing that every over 40 single mom claims. But none of y'all can.
Okay, I'm not.
But none of y'all.
Mom.
No, ma'am.
I
did not say you were single. You don't listen very well. I didn't say you were a single mom. I said you're saying the same thing that every over 40 single mom says, and they can't prove it either. So that's called anecdotal. This is just your word for it. And I'm saying I can believe you. I hear this from women all the time. Dudes are approaching you and you're acting like, oh no, Jason, this is a higher level of being approached. They mean something more than they mean with most other women. No, they don't. You're just telling yourself that. And if that makes you feel great, go ahead. But don't tell me that this is special. It's not special. If you thought it was, I'm sorry for your naivete. You're not special. Men approach women. Size 2, size 20. Gabby Sidibe is on your phone, on your computer screen right now. She is the proof that men approach women of all shapes and sizes. They offer to marry them of all shapes and sizes. Your situation is not new. Now, what would be new is if you divorced your husband with them 3 kids in tow and were able to get them dudes who were pulling over to say, ma'am, I'll be glad to take his place and pay your bills. Now, if you could do that, that'd be different. Until you can, this is anecdotal.
Okay, well, Jason, let me just get this last comment out. I do not want to insinuate in any way that I'm special. I'm specifically going by what you said when you said that women over the age of 40, men are not checking for them. Well, they are.
No, ma'am. Okay. Are men over are men over the age of 40 checking for a woman over the age of 40 as their prime candidate?
Jason, I can't speak on that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. No, ma'am, you don't have to be. No, you don't have to be single. No, just you tell me. Do you think that you are able to compete with a 20-year-old?
Jason, yes, I do. I really do because I'm smart. I have a career. And I know how to please a man. So
why would a man? Okay, what does a man care about your career?
I don't want to compete with a 20-year-old.
But ma'am, you just you named. I'm smart. I got a career. Okay, ma'am, why would a man care about your career? Why?
Jason, that's not all I said.
Okay,
I said I'm smart,
I'm taking that one. Okay, I'm taking it.
And I know how to please a man.
I'm taking it step by step. You named a career as one of your positives. I'm asking you, why would a man care about that?
Because to me, that puts forth that a woman is hardworking and she's motivated, driven with goals. Some men do like that.
Okay, but what does your career do for your man?
I didn't say it would do anything for him. I think that is something that might attract some men.
No,
it
man.
might be attractive.
Why would okay, but that has, in order for it to attract him, it has to do something for him, ma'am. You can't rewrite that rule. Your looks do something for him. Your cooking does something for him. What does your career do for him?
I mean, well, I think it could probably give.
All right, I think it could.
Some type of motivation, or I don't know what to say. The word is, but
the word is nothing.
Proud.
The word is nothing.
Say that this woman is a hardworking woman. She's not a gold digger. She has
Gold digger is
aspirations
relative.
and goals that she can't achieve.
Gold digger is a relative term. Here's the problem. When a woman doesn't have very much else, what she starts naming off are the things that matter to an employer. But for you to say that I'm smart is the same as saying I got good grades in school. A man don't give a damn what your grades were in school. Well, I've got a good job. I don't care about your job. I don't care about your grades. I don't care about your job. If I've got my own money, neither one of those does anything for me. Now, those do great things for your employer, for your job. In other words, for you, they do great things, but they do nothing for a man. And they signify nothing to a man. So you're naming them off because that's what you got. But you're not naming them because that's what a man requested. Ma'am, what are the things that a man has requested of you?
Well, I'm married, Jason, and my husband requests me to be pretty much a decent person.
Okay, no, ma'am. No. You said that men
That's what my man requires of me.
But ma'am, no. You've already said it, because you said that men be pulling over. I've just walked down the street and men pull over. Please tell me, what is it about you that causes men to pull over? What is it that they are requesting from you?
Jason, we already know what the answer is.
Okay, whoa. But
for what they see.
Okay, but
what they see. So
okay, so what you're saying is that none of them have pulled over because they want to see your grades or they want to know about your job.
Well, Jason, let me put it this way: you can get a man to pull over, but you have to have some other things to keep that man coming.
Okay, but no,
coming back.
Right, but my point is, your idea of what quote keeps him coming back has nothing to do with what they've requested. There's only that was what you led with. You didn't say the men at my job think I'm really smart and they really wish they could find a woman as bright as me. Everything is, well, they think. You even led, the first words out of your mouth were, I think I look good for a 44-year-old. I think I look good. That was what you said. You didn't even lead yourself with your so-called intelligence. You didn't lead with your career. When you got on my phone, the only thing you said was, I look good for my age. So even you have conceded that those other things were inconsequential that you added later. The things that men request from you, you already know what it is, and it's not your degree, it's not your intelligence, and it is not your job. Even you admitted that. From the very moment you answered the phone, even you didn't push your grades and your intelligence or your career as the accolades that matter most. You yourself said, I'm a size 2 and men pull over. I can't go nowhere without men pulling over. You did that, not me. So I'm just saying, let's just keep it real and consistent. It is what it is, and I'm fine with that. But let's not try to elevate that into something it isn't. You talked about your career and your grades because that's what you got. But that's not what men are requesting from you. And you know that. The things that they're requesting from you, now you want to try to minimize it. But let's be very clear, when you got on my phone, you knew that was the only thing you had to trade with. And I'm saying that's great. But by the same token, baby, do you realize how, and I'm going to use this term respectfully, do you realize how delusional it is to say that at 42 that you are just as good as a 20-year-old? That would be the same as you saying that you at 20 are the same as you at 42. That's physically impossible. That's physically impossible.
Jason, let me tell you why it's not physically impossible, because I take very good care of my body, and I have a body of a 20-year-old.
Okay, ma'am, that's impossible.
What does a 20-year-old have that I don't have?
She has 20. Ma'am, I'm answering. She has 20 years less physical, emotional, and psychological baggage.
Jason, you guys think everybody is just like
ma'am. I'm just saying this is
that is not the
this. Okay, ma'am,
black women have mental health.
Ma'am, you said you're 40. You're over 40. You've had 3 kids.
I'm 45.
You're 45.
You've been 3 children.
You're 45. You've been pregnant 3 times, and you're telling me that you ain't got no stretch marks. You got washboard abs, and your face has not altered from the age of 20 to the age of 45, ma'am. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I am not lying to you, Jason. I'm not on drugs.
Ma'am.
It's exercise.
Okay.
You can go, Jason. Let me just get this out. You can go look up. It's a lady out there, and I don't even know her name, but she's a black woman.
Okay, I don't want to look her up.
Body deals, Jason.
I don't want to look. No, I don't want to look. I don't want to look her up.
Okay,
I don't want to look her up.
That is not impossible.
Okay, I don't want to look her up. I want to look you up. I want you to email me your Instagram. And I will gladly.
I don't have Instagram. I don't have Facebook, but I will email you a picture. I sure will. I'll email it to you, but I'm not going to do it tonight. I'll do it tomorrow.
No. Not tomorrow is promised to no man. So what I'm saying here is, ma'am, people can be delusional. That's perfectly fine. But you can't get on my phone and then sell delusion. It's physically impossible. There's no way you can compete with a 20-year-old. So, Jason,
you're telling me that it's impossible for a 45-year-old woman that always
had
has
3
exercised her entire life.
A 45-year-old woman with 3 kids. You're telling me that
I don't have a size 2.
No, ma'am. You're saying that you are saying that your body underwent no changes 3 times over the course of 20 years. You got pregnant 3 times, and your body underwent 0 changes.
Jason, I just sat up here and told you.
That's a yes or no question. That's a yes or no question.
I am an athletic person as far as exercise.
I take good care of my body. You had a full-fledged, you had a full-size baby, you had a full-size baby, and you have no stretched skin. None.
I have no stretch marks, Jason. I know.
I didn't say stretch marks. I didn't say stretch marks. I didn't say stretch marks. I said stretched skin.
I don't have any stretch skin, Jason. None.
Okay.
At all.
And that
Jason,
is.
I can wear a bikini.
Okay, ma'am, Citibay can wear a bikini. That ain't saying nothing.
No, she can't look like I look in that bikini. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll give you an example. This is a woman.
Okay, I hear your mouth running, ma'am. Okay, in all honesty, with all due respect, ma'am, with all due. Okay, and she's got loose skin and stretch marks too.
Jada Pinkett?
Yes, ma'am. She's got loose skin and stretch marks too. Yes, she does.
No, sir.
Ma'am, I hear you running your mouth, but the only thing I don't see you doing is sending me a picture right now. So all I hear is your mouth spinning fairy tales. The same one is about men be pulling over for me.
I'm going to send you a picture.
I'm going to send you a picture.
I promise you. But I am not lying to you. I wouldn't get on here and lie. I have no reason to lie.
Ma'am, no, I'm not saying. Ma'am, delusion is the same as lying. And all I'm saying is what you're telling us. Jason. What you're telling us is that you have achieved something that ain't been and that hasn't been achieved in biology or physiology, and you're saying the same thing they all say. They all say I ain't got no stretch marks. They all say I ain't got no loose skin. They all say I look the same at 42 as I did at 20. No, you just mean that in your mind you perceive that you're getting the same level of sexual attention at 44 that you did at 20, but that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, Jason.
And that's why you haven't sent a picture or told the truth about your social media. You got social media. You just don't want to.
I don't.
You just don't want to show it because you're like, okay, here's the truth.
I'm old school. The only thing I do is YouTube. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I never have. I'm sorry. I just don't have time for it with my career.
You claim you're an athlete. There's no athlete in the modern era who doesn't have an Instagram so they can show themselves off. You're claiming how great your body is and they ain't showed it to nobody?
Jason, I'm very conservative.
All right.
Some women are. I'm not a very public person.
I smell, I'll tell you what. I smell a size 14 is what
I'm a size 2, Jason.
I'm sniffing a size 14. And I think that athletic build is a shot put artist or a deadlifter. That's what I'm sniffing. I'm sniffing a size 14. That's what I'm smelling a size 14. I'm detecting the distinct aroma of a size 12, size 14 is what, and especially with you being, baby, with you being from Chicago, let's just keep this 100. If you were really from Chicago, you'd have social media popping. You wouldn't be sitting on my phone talking silly like
Jason.
this.
I
You supposed to be
was
from
born and
Chicago.
raised in Chicago.
Baby, you
Born
miss
on the
okay.
West side, raised on the South
Ma'am,
side.
you are misrepresenting the Chi right now. I got to speak up for the Chi. You are false flagging the Chi right now. Don't do that. Somebody gonna know who you are and come see you. Don't false flag the Chi-Town like that. Let me tell y'all something about Chi-Town women. I was about to say a different word, but let me tell y'all something about Chi-Town women. Chi-Town women Chi-Town women keep it real. Chi-Town women keep it 100. They keep it gully. They keep it gutter. They keep it street. Whatever it is, they keep it real. Chi-Town chicks don't have a damn problem throwing their picture out there. Let me just say that. I've said a lot of derogatory things about the Chi, but there's one thing I'm going to tell you about Chi-Town females. Chi-Town hoes keep it real. They got their pictures on deck. They got their pictures ready. You are misrepresenting the Chi right now. I'm just going to tell you straight up 100. You're misrepresenting the Chi. The Chi don't do that. What you're doing right now, this is not what the Chi does. It don't do that. I got a lot of issues with them, but I'm just going to be 100. The chicks up there keep it real. So when you talk like this, I'm just telling you, baby, I done met too many women from there who do not do this. So I know for a fact right now, it's like, this ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. Just for real. I don't have any social media. I'm a great athlete. I got a great body, but it's not posted anywhere and nobody can see anything. Okay. All right. Baby, you're misrepresenting the Chi.
I am a married woman, so do you think my husband would be okay with me putting my body?
Ma'am, you gonna email it to me?
I already know he don't play that.
But you're gonna email it to me?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I have to send you a decent picture, so I have.
Okay, you can post the same. You can post the same picture online, baby. It's not that big of a thing. If you're gonna send it to me, what's the difference? You have no problem sending it to me. Just don't sit up here and act like, he wouldn't want that. You were just offering to send it to me.
Picture is not. I'm gonna send you a decent, respectable picture. It's not gonna be the kind of picture that I'm gonna put. Do not play at all.
Okay,
you should know that.
There's nothing preventing you from sending it now, and there's nothing preventing you from putting a picture that shows you're a size 2. If that was really the life you were living, you can put on jogging pants and show the world that. You ain't got to sit up here and put on a thong and shake your booty cheeks. Nobody said that. But I'm just going to keep it real. I mean,
I want you to apologize.
Before you say,
once you get the picture.
Okay. Well,
apologize.
Ma'am, okay, here's what I want you to do, okay? You can send me a picture of you holding up a peace sign with your left hand. Okay? Did you get that? Now she's still on the line. I don't know what happened to her. Wake up there. Did I hurt your feelings? In case she was on the line, now she's not. I don't know what happened. She's been abducted. Anyway, she can send me a picture, but if it's not showing where your stretch marks are supposed to be, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Look, folks, anybody who knows about Chicago knows they don't front. They don't front up there, okay? They don't. Chicks from Chicago keep it real. If she say she got it and she from Chicago, she gonna put it out there. I'm just telling y'all right now, if you don't fool with Chicago like that, you don't understand. Chicago does not play around. The females there don't play around. They are up in your face. They hood as hell. They straight up. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I respect that. But when you say you from Chicago and then you give me all this hemming and hawing and I don't do that right there and it ain't really like, come on now. Come on. Don't act like we don't get around. Call of Mary code 807. You're on live with the business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, hello, Mr. Jason. My name is Victor. I'm calling from the city of Calgary, Alberta Province, Canada.
Victor calling in from Calgary. What's on your mind?
Jason, I've been listening to your show today, and with the women that started calling, seriously, as I said, swirling has its. I keep saying that swirling has its consequences, because it seems like our women have okayed this behavior, and it's not just in America, but it's like a global issue too. And for me, I'm sort of against the whole swirling epidemic because, first of all, our people are being genetically washed away. The gene pool of our people are being washed away. And people don't know that this is a means to keep our muzungus, or should I call them crackers, at bay of, keep multiplying mixed race babies that will be trained by them.
Well, here's the thing, brother. I mean, here's the thing.
Off anyway.
No, another fella called in and said that here earlier, and you all are not understanding how power works. White people conquered the world 500 years ago. They don't need mixed children. In certain circumstances, they've come in handy. Places like Haiti, Dominican Republic, so on and so forth. The Deep South in certain areas, but let's just keep it honest. Once they got military control and economic control, I mean, the rest of that stuff is just really marginal, okay? That is really just marginal. Let's not put more weight on it than it actually deserves. The issue that we have right now, as black men in particular, is that we are going to have to understand this is the situation that we're in, like it or not. This is the hand we've been dealt, like it or not. And we are going to have to double down and triple down on putting in our bones and disciplining the situation. That's just it. We can sit up here and pontificate all day and forever about why this is happening. But the problem is we turn that into a method of avoiding dealing with the problem. We don't need to spend any more time here's the etymology of what has occurred in the discography. Okay, whatever caused it to come into being, we can disagree about that or talk about that. What matters is what we're going to do about it. And in Sidibe's case, I don't see anything to do. But as far as anything else, if you think that somebody is conducting genetic warfare against you, then once you figure it out, you don't have to have the exact cause of the genetic warfare. It's just, okay, I see it for what it is. What am I going to do about it now? Now, if you're broke and weak and powerless and have no resources, there's nothing you can do except sit there and get the business. But if you're actually going to do something about it, then you're going to have to get your weight up, get your resources up so that you become a power and a force in and of yourself. And then you can affect the world around you. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Canada checking in. I'm going to take one or two more calls here before I wrap things up. We're coming up on 3 hours. I'm not going to be here for 5 hours tonight. Let me get caller from area code 860. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from? Caller from area code 860. Last try. You're on live with The Business. Caller from area code 860 has been abducted. Caller from area code 770. You're on live with The Business. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Jason? It's Gary out of Atlanta.
Gary out of Atlanta. What's on your mind, brother?
What's up, bro? One thing I noticed, Jason, with all this high value, male talk with the females, I noticed that the black women request of us to be high value, but they're picking low value white men. So, like, you're looking at Sidibe's, man, he's a low value white guy. You look at Serena, he's a low value white guy. And it's like that on all levels. It doesn't matter if it's the garbage man, the sugar daddy, like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mentioned at the beginning of the program here is that, I mean, this is an alpha. This is the guy with swag. This is the guy who's a producer. This is the guy who's giving you a good look. This is it. This is what we as black men will be competing against. This is the fellow who's a cut above. I mean, please. That's what I'm saying. As black people, and this is something that we really need to level about here, we need to quit trying to play game on each other. We need to quit trying to run game on each other. We need to quit that. We need to get serious with each other about being real. Black men need to quit trying to demand a level of cooperation and submission from women that we have not earned. And black women are going to have to stop trying to jive talk, and con their way into a level of production and value from a man that they have not earned. They're going to have to stop. We have to stop doing that on both accounts. The women are out here trying to pretend that they're more valuable than they truly are, as opposed to actually becoming as valuable as they say they are so they can get what they want. This lady from Chicago called me up, and y'all just heard her double. And by the way, you're old enough now that you heard women in their 40s do this whole, I look just as good as I did at 20. Take a look at her at 20 and be like, baby, this looks like a totally different person. But she's lost track of it, because this is the only coin that she has to deal with. That was why when she answered the phone, she threw the coin out there that she had to deal with. She didn't approach me with her intelligence. She didn't approach me about her job. She told me, Jason, men pull over when they see me. They pull over when they see this size 2 go wiggle by. And that was it. So she's letting you know, I don't think that my intelligence or my career are what I trade on. I think my feminine aspects are what I trade on. That this is what men are looking for. Even she conceded it when you ask her outright. It was only when you question her later that she tried to say, oh, but there's more to me. Yeah, but clearly that doesn't have as much value as you want to now say it was. Because when you were asked originally, the only thing you talked about was how you look. And I respect that. But what I'm saying is, don't run game. Don't sit up here and tell me that you look the same at 44 as you did at 24. After having 3 kids, you done had 3 children, talking about you look exactly the same. You're running game. You done had 3 abortions, but you look the same. You're running game. You're a size 16, but you're the same. You're running game. You're running game. And that is difficult for them to hear, because they've never had anybody actually tell them the truth. Men are not visual. In the chat room, you're wrong. Y'all need to throw that phrase away. Men are not visual. Men are physical. Men are utilitarian. We take a look at you and we immediately think, how do we put this to use? This is why when women are visual creatures. That's why y'all got 40 different types of underwear and men only have 4. Women are visual. That's why y'all got 50 hairstyles and hair weaves, and men only have 2 hairstyles or go bald. Women are visual. Men are physical. We're utilitarian. When women take a look at a car, they take a look at the color of it and how the color of the interior is. Men talk about the engine. We talk about the cargo capacity. We talk about the technological features. We want to know how it's used. Them big old 22-inch wheels that now car manufacturers have made standard on their full-size trucks and SUVs, those are not just cute. They're utilitarian. They're physical. A V8 as opposed to a V4 or even a V6, that's physical. That's not visual. It's got dual tailpipes. Dual tailpipes don't just look cute. They were utilitarian first, and then we made them look more appealing. But they're physical. They're utilitarian. When a woman is big, fat, and jiggly, we don't see what the hell we can do with that. What's she gonna do? If I get into a fight, I'm by myself. Need to raise kids, she ain't running around with them. She might not even live through the damn pregnancy. When a woman has a size 6 or size 8 waist, that's utilitarian. Those are childbearing hips. When a woman has double D cups, those are child nursing breasts. When a woman has muscle tone, she's going to be able to do yard work, housework, and take care of these kids. Those are utilitarian. That's not visual. Breasts have a utility. Hips on a woman have a utility. This is biology. This ain't Jason Black talking. This is biology. This is not opinion. This is biology. And that is a woman who is fit, who is most fit and most able to bear your children, and she's already showing the signs that there ain't gonna be a bunch of complications after she has the children. She'll be able to nurse them. She'll be able to take care of them. She's gonna be able to run behind them without coming to grab you every 2 minutes. Now, when your woman is a healthy and glamorous size 22, and she has to go buy all of her clothes from either Lane Bryant or Omar the tent maker, and she's sitting up here with the diabetes and she can barely get around and she's out of breath walking to the bathroom, that's not a woman who's fit to have your children. She's a problem. She's a liability. She's not in any condition to give your offspring the best chance. That's the whole point. This isn't opinion. This is utility. This is physical. This is factual. It's not a utility. It's not an opinion. And this is where we get messed up here, is because a whole bunch of females, because their families are screwed up, they get knocked out of the game at the age of 20. They're out the game at 20 and can't figure out how they ended up there. You're sidelined at the age of 20. No traction. You're already a size 16 at the age of 20, which means you're out the game before it even started. So by the time you get to 30 or 40, you're now trying to argue against what men actually want, as opposed to saying, this is what they want. Let me show him I am his best option. Now you want to get in the shaming tag. What you mean? Why are you trying to tell people that after they get over 40, that men in their 40s don't want them? Ma'am, are you over 40? Yes. Are you married? No. Okay. I didn't make it up. Whoa, why'd that matter? Okay. Get back to your single solitary life. So we got too many people out here, brother, who are trying to run game on each other. I'm not here to tell you how to run game. I tell men, brothers, you need leverage. Let me just make it very, very clear with you. You need leverage. You don't just want it, you need it. If you want to get chicks who look like this and they are showing you that they are your best option, you want females who represent you well, that when people look at them, you can represent. I understand, I see some tattoos there, but just overlook that part. You get my point. Compared to Sidibe, they knocking it out the park. If you want females who represent you well, that's her giving you what you want. You've got to be showing her that you have what she wants. Not because it's what you prefer to do. Let me tell you something. Being a producer is hard, man. It's hard. You think you work hard at your job? You ain't never run a business. You've never had to get it from the soil. You've never had to generate an income on your own, much less generate a high income. There's a whole bunch of dudes out there that are self-employed making $30,000 or $50,000 a year. When I tell you that the bar is $400,000, $600,000, $1 million, all of a sudden you're like, I'll be damned, that's impossible. No, it's not impossible, but it's damn hard. It's damn hard. But guess what? That's what the women want. They want a man. They want a man who's going to provide everything in life, and she's going to have a biologically submissive reaction to that. When you demonstrate to her that you have control of mastery of the world around you, she's biologically just going to intrinsically respond with submission. She must submit to it. You've demonstrated that you've subjugated the rest of the world around you. She's going to have no choice. But I'm telling you, fellas, that's not going to be something you're given. You're going to have to earn that. Now, if you're a guy who's okay not being respected, not being revered, not having ease of submissiveness and ease of cooperation, well, I can't say nothing with you. I can't help you because that's not what I want. I want better than that. I want a whole lot better than that. I want a whole lot. I don't want a situation where we're discussing this or debating this. Hell no, we ain't doing 50-50 on nothing, because when it's time to make decisions, it ain't gonna be no 50-50. I will take your input. I will not take your instructions. I built the ship. You came here because I built the ship. Respect my line. But that's not something I have to ask about. But that's something you gotta earn, man. If you want superior responses from women, you gotta provide superior results. You got a bunch of dudes wanting to provide average or mediocre results, and then talking about getting superior benefits from women. It don't work that way. Too many boys raised by single mothers, and they don't have a context or vocabulary of how to produce superior benefits, and they get insulted or offended when a man tells them, hey, I don't blame the women for not doing a damn thing you say, because all you're doing is making requests. There's no benefit to being with you. I've told y'all straight up before, Jason Black is a double ass donkey. I really am. A woman being with me needs to get hazard pay and combat pay. And guess what? She does. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. You got to pay the cost to do that. You got to make it clear from day one. I am the table, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Too many niggas sit up here and bring the broke, the busted, and the dusty. And then upset. So you're trying to run game. I don't believe in running game. I don't run game. I run business. I don't run game. This is what it is. This is who I am. Yes, I'm an ass. But that aspect of my personality is also what has strengthened me and reinforced me to be able to do what I've done. Because a softer man can't do this. A softer man, this world would have broken him. A softer man would have been crushed. A softer man wouldn't have been able to just keep going till he gets at this level and then exceed and then keep going. So yes, you're going to have to take the baby in the bathwater, because that's what built the ship. But I'm not running game. And to the women, ain't no game to run. Ladies, you can't tell men what it is that we should want. You're supposed to ask us, what do you want? And then when we tell you, that's supposed to be the end of the damn discussion. Why? Because the sooner you get around to getting and being what we want, the sooner you can start making demands. You can't make demands of somebody that you have refused to give them what they want. If they're never going to get what they want from you, you have no leverage. Ladies, I want to discuss leverage. Let me tell you something about this term, gold digger. You can't look like Gabby Sidibe and be a gold digger. Oh, I said it. Tell my carbon copy over there I said it. Oh, I said it. Not Mr. Sharp, Mr. Dull. Tell him I said that. You can't look like Lizzo and be making demands. What are you? Where's your leverage? What are you demanding? You can't look like Lizzo and be a gold digger. You got to get up and get a job and get out there and get it for yourself. You can't look like Lonnie Love and be a gold digger. That's why Lonnie Love still got to work. She can talk about her degrees or her profession or whatever. She still got to go get it from the soil. Ain't no man gonna give it to her. Sherry Shepherd, you got to get up and go get it. You got to get up and go get it. You can't be a gold digger. The females they call gold diggers, the females that you refer to as gold diggers, and they look a certain way. The females you call gold diggers look a certain way. Yeah, because she's got leverage to make demands. She becomes what the man wants. Now she's got leverage. Now she can exercise it. She might be able to exercise it better. She might be able to exercise it not so well. But she got to have something to exercise it with. But there ain't no such thing as a size 16 gold digger, nigga. That ain't happening. It ain't happening. The size 16s are complaining about the size 6s and 8s. But they ain't pulling nothing. They ain't pulling nothing. I'll let you have the last word.
Thanks, brother. And another thing, you got to think, Jason, like, what, a year and a half ago we found out about that DJ kid. I mean, he came into the black community wearing 2000 gear, and he's able to school all those sisters, with no game at all. And that shows you that has to change. Brothers and sisters need to, like you said, get it together, be 2 times better than you're supposed to be, especially brothers, because they've been controlling the narrative, like Crystal been controlling the narrative. That needs to change. And I just wanted to say that and be one, brother.
Black First, brother, thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Please do give us a call again. You're tuned into The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. Tonight we've been talking here about the fact that for the longest time we've been told that if black men didn't do what we were supposed to be doing, and if we didn't overlook all these issues that we've been complaining about, that, we was going to lose them to white men. Well, this is what you can get. Ladies, stop with the damn reverse psychology and these idle threats. If you refuse to get yourself together and become what black men want, I'm going to get me a white man. Yeah, and this is the kind of white man you're going to get. This is what's waiting for you. This is all you can get. This is the best it's going to be. If you don't submit to us, go ahead, go hop the fence. We already know what's waiting on you. We're not going to jump up to compete against this. We already know what's waiting. You don't have any leverage. You're not going to convince us that this is something we need to be aspiring to or worried about. You got no leverage. You have no leverage. It is what it is. We're over here giggling and laughing and making jokes about it. We ain't over here sweating or worrying nothing. We're not worried by this. We're over here making jokes about it. This is entertainment. So you can sit up here and keep regurgitating these lies to yourself if you want to, baby. Ain't nothing waiting on the other side of the mountain for you. The grass is not greener on the other side. The only thing on the other side of the mountain is a lawnmower. That's all. Keep telling yourself that this is going to work. It ain't going to work. And by the way, is there anybody? Take a look at that guy. Does he look like he's in love, or does he look like he has a fetish? Does this man look like he's in love, or does he look like he has a fetish? Does he look like the kind of cat who goes around sucking women's toes, taking pictures of women's toes while he gets sexually aroused? You tell me. I'm not casting aspersions. I say you look at him and you tell me if that's the way he looks to you. Baby, you ain't going to, you don't have enough leverage to sit up here and dispute. It's not going to work. You look slap stone cold crazy. Ladies, stop looking crazy. You look crazy as hell, acting as if this is something to brag about. And then you thought you was flossing on the gram with him sitting behind you, making you look slap cold crazy. And yes, I will say it. Black women need to start recognizing when they're being mocked. This dude shouldn't be standing behind you. And by the way, if you go to her Instagram, you keep seeing pictures like this. You keep seeing pictures where he keeps doing this. That's not accidental. Every time you turn around, he's looking wild-eyed and crazy. You need to recognize when you're being mocked. And she don't get it. Too many black women are off in this emotionally unbalanced, unhealthy state of being that you're not even recognizing when you're being slapped stone cold mocked. He's making a fool of you. He's sitting here looking at the other white supremacists and making a fool out of you. I want to say right now, I recognize when a dude is mocking you. Too bad she doesn't. You all got to understand sexual degradation is something that they live for. They live to degrade you. They live for, as Neely Fuller said, gutter sex. They live for that. Ordinary sex don't do nothing for them. They want gutter, dirty, slum, contaminated, corrupted, filthy sex. They're not interested in healthy. And you sitting here cheesing your ass off, looking like a chia pet with a ring on. Was that mean? All right, I'm mean. This isn't a good look. And I just want the women to understand, oh, y'all ain't gonna pull a Eve or a Serena Williams with this one. I want to see how many of y'all are gonna be throwing this around talking about, see, you really can have it all. They loves us big. Try that and see. Try that and see. Understand something. Black men as a group, can I just keep it 100? Black men as a group have the lowest damn standards in the world. I started doing what I'm doing because I want us as a group to raise our standards. And a bunch of these boys have been raised by single mothers who taught them to lower their standards. But right now, baby, you can't get a man who is more accepting of a more throwed off, messed up female than black men are. And if black men are not accepting you, understand you ain't got nowhere to go. You don't have another place to be. If black men aren't accepting you, you don't have somewhere else to go. You're not gonna find a better option. We already accept the worst of the damn worst, and that's of every female. You go see these black dudes running around with these white girls built like Gilbert Grape. He's walking around with some white chick looking like the big fat white boy from Remember the Titans. How the hell else? You don't see the essays getting into fights with black men in California. The black men are taking the damn cast-offs. Beggars in their own houses. Whatever you'll throw off the table, we'll grab it. We'll grab it. Don't worry, we'll take it. If you don't want, little Louisa, we'll take her. We'll take her. Won't even fight you over it. We don't have to prove nothing there. We'll take her. You can't find a group of men who are more lenient than black men. You ain't gonna find it. So if we're telling you that it's unacceptable, you ain't gonna get nowhere. You're not gonna get anywhere. I had this program to say that tonight, the final returns from the election have come in after all these years of saying that if black men won't take you sloppy, slovenly, and absolutely undesirable, well, don't worry, ain't nothing wrong with me. It'll be a white man to come get me. Well, we finally seen who the white man is. We finally seen him. Finally. At long last, we found the white man you all have been talking about, that if black men won't accept you in your sloppy state, you gonna go get you a white man. Well, we finally found him. And baby, he can have you. Any of you who want to go jump the fence, let me get my catapult or my tower crane, and let me help hoist you on over to the other side. Any of you who want to keep up this unhealthy, sick, demented behavior, talking about you want a white man, baby, look here. I will post ads on Facebook for you. He can have you. We're not fighting for you. We're not competing for you. We are not interested in you. If he wants you, white boys, come and get him. We'll start a Facebook group so y'all it'll be like shooting ducks in a gallery. They can have you. Let me say this in big, bold, boxcar size letters. They can have you. We're not fighting for any of you. Jason, they'll make mixed race babies. Hopefully the babies will serve us better than they mamas did. And no, it's not lost on me that it's dark-skinned females who keep doing that. Shout out Serena and Venus Williams. No, it's not lost on me, but just understand, we know what's going on. Can we keep it real? Folks, we know what's going on. We know, especially in cinema, we know what's going on. We know it's gutter sex. We know it's deviancy. We know that it is twisted behavior. We know that there's all types of foul stuff going on behind them closed doors. You're not fooling us. We know what it is. We know it's some massa slave. Call me massa. We know what's going on. We know what's happening. You think we want a part of that? You think we're lined up to get a piece of that? No. Not at all. So for all of you out there who have said you don't want to get yourselves together and you refuse to change and refuse to evolve, if a white man, I'm going to get me a white man, go get him. He can have you. He can keep you. And tell him I say he can have you under one circumstance. He'll never bring you back. You take her over there and you keep her ass and don't you ever return. If he agrees to do that, man, I'm more than willing to take it. I'll sign up for that right now. Right here, right now. You don't have to convince me of a damn thing. I'll sign up for it right now, sight unseen. Sight unseen. I want to say here that if you are new to the business, I want to welcome you to the foundation that all of these other so-called red pill, MGTOW, high value, alpha male imitators, this is the place that they've all been imitating, where they got their philosophies from, and they've gone off and twisted it up and screwed it up and put the lemon twist in it. Here's where we untwist it and lay it out in simple fashion. We've done another great program. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to support tonight's program. I see every single one of you here in the super chat. Michael, Noy B, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're amazing. Well, you're amazing too. Thank you very much for that. Ogo316, that's my dude. Thank you very much for that as well. And my man Jay Burrell, that's my rider. He's been with me for years. I appreciate that. Akbar Baya and everyone else who has contributed to support tonight's program in the Streamlabs, Cash App, or Super Chat. Thank you very much for putting your money where your mouths are. We appreciate that. If you're not a member of my Patreon, you want to go ahead and check that out as well. That's where I have exclusive content. I'm reserving that really for one-on-ones, or where I talk to an individual group of people. We're going to be doing another Get Your Weight Up Wednesday coming up here very, very soon. So close out the year the right way in style. You're going to want to go ahead and do that. If you haven't clicked that red subscribe button, you want to do so now, and then click that yellow notification bell. YouTube has us under a shadow ban because right now they're really trying to heavily promote only the white YouTubers. That's what they really want to promote, so that they're the only ones who get the message out. They're the only ones that set the narrative. But with your help, we can overcome that. So click that red subscribe button, and I'm depending on you to help share what we do here. This is the business. Well, y'all did it again. To all my long haul truckers, my night shift nurses, my warehouse workers, my self-employed people burning the midnight oil, all of my professionals working the night through the holidays, all my working people whose kids are at school or wherever in the world they're at right now. We just got you halfway through your shift. It was my honor, my pleasure, and my privilege to do so. We do this all the time. We do this every day. Go ahead and check us out. Click that red subscribe button. Thank you for joining us again. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember.
Yeah, what's up? This your homeboy Ice Cube, man. Don Mega. I want to give a shout out to Jason Black. I understand you keep your 10 toes down. Yeah, man, haters gonna hate and builders gonna build, man. Keep chasing that power, wealth, and influence. It's 7 a.m., man. Handle your business or it's gonna handle you.
Handle your business or your business will handle you.